Dean, I always say there are two kinds of countries.
Yeah.
There are those that have been to the moon, and there are those that have not.
Right.
And lately, I'm maybe doubting that we are the kind of country that's been to the moon, Dean.
I mean, you shouldn't, but go ahead.
This week, there was a lunar landing last week. They landed on the moon, Dean. And I want to show you
India or Japan?
You guys are making Ben jealous.
America.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, his country hasn't gone to the moon.
We got Putin though, so I'm not worried.
Well, we have Pootie Tang. So, Dean, this was the photo that they sent from the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And look, I'll be honest. I don't. If you're telling me this is the photo that we get in 2024 from like $1 billion mission to the moon, and you're telling me in 1969 we shot better photos and videos.
Was it a manned mission?
It was an unmanned mission.
Okay, well the mission in 69 had people on the moon with cameras and they were walking around.
Well, how did they get the video of them exiting the moon, the lunar lander?
They left a camera there.
This is from the surface of the moon?
This is from the surface
like
of
a satellite?
The
moon. It looks like a satellite.
No. It's on the little craft.
Wow.
What I'm saying is, Dean, if they had the
looks like Marco's figure pictures.
Jesus Christ!
You sick son of a.
If they had the ability in 1969 to have a camera pointed outside the rover to capture one small step for man, and this is the shit we get in 2024. They say that the graphing calculator we use in school has more power.
You need to revisit the footage back then.
It's a lot better than this. This looks like they were shooting the shit through a straw.
I mean,
still trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
Obviously through a fisheye lens, but yeah.
What is this? This is
Dark
terrible.
side of the moon.
So is the idea maybe to take a bunch of these shots and then they can kind of create a larger image?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. Apparently, allegedly, all these idiots were saying like, "Oh, it's because the thing. I guess it didn't land the right way, so it's like crooked. So the signals aren't strong enough." I mean, were the signals that good in 1969? Like, I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me either.
You're starting to sound like a conspiracy theorist, and I'm about to dip.
Wow. That's all I had to do to get Dean to leave?
I would have considered you a conspiracy theorist, Dean. I would have thought you would be one of those alien dudes.
No, I believe we landed on the moon. It's one of my proudest things. But goddamn, 2024, and this is the shit we get. What other conspiracy theories do you guys have? You guys big into conspiracy theory?
Yeah, chicks like bigger dicks. There's no way.
It's impossible. They say the big one's hurt.
The female. I used to not believe in that, but then I met Ben. So.
Wow!
Holy shit!
That's true. That's true.
Anyone else have a conspiracy theory?
I mean, I 100% believe that there's life on other planets. Take it as you will.
That's smart.
You know that Canada isn't the whole planet, right?
It is the whole planet. We're North America here. Don't worry about it.
No,
you're northern.
We're North America. You're our hats.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Mexico's like the beard.
A toque, not a hat.
South America's like the pubes.
See, I think like the NFL script, I don't believe in that, but it's interesting how the goalpost kept moving. It was like, oh, it's going to be for sure the Niners and the Ravens. And then by the time everything was done, it's like, oh, yeah, of course it was Taylor Swift that was going to win the Super Bowl, her boyfriend. Yeah. So I don't know. These are always evolving.
Speaking of goalposts moving, I was once told to be a collector, I needed to own 50 Hot Toys. And then it was 100, and then now it's 206. So it's just like,
and you're not even close to the lowest tier. So it's
I'm not even close to the first one, so I don't know why they keep moving it back. But anyways,
inflation.
I can't. Oh, inflation. I see.
I feel like inflation should bring it the other way.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my salary's not inflating.
Oh fuck, we're gonna piss someone off.
Neither are penises.
So who's y'all's real Peter Parker? Who's a true Peter Parker?
Wow, let's just start the show.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection. These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. I want to thank everyone out there watching, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. And then give a quick shout out to Collector Zone for our affiliate.
There you go, Dean. This show has been unsullied by sponsorship for many moons, and maybe changing soon. We don't know yet. We got to do a little bit of research and background checks. But, if those checks clear, Dean, who knows? We have a very good show planned for you guys tonight. We have a brand new segment that the boys cooked up, and I'm very excited for us to debut it today. We also have some Hot Toys news, and we have already 30 angels in the chat. Dean, before we get to any of that news, we have a very special segment that we kick off all of our best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I didn't get jack shit. What about you guys?
Wow.
There's no way there's no new Sonic figures this week.
Well, there are. I
This is
just
the
haven't got
conspiracy
them
theory
yet.
that. Oh, I see.
Wow.
Okay.
Big Sonic.
I'm excited to hear Eddie's take on
Big
this.
Pharma.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to hear Ben's thoughts on this. So,
Wow. I've heard some things.
so
heard some
this
things
is
about
the Dragon Toys Dr. Zero. Is that what it was, or Mr. Zero? What, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. This figure looks really cool. It is a huge pain in the ass. Wow. The feet are die cast and they only swivel. You can't move the ankle any which way, so getting him to stand straight up and down is almost impossible. Like, enough time to get him to stand to take this picture, but he's staying on a figure stand for the rest of his time in my collection. The gun is full die cast, which is cool, but it makes it heavy and hard for the figure to hold, and the hands don't move at all, so you have to like heat up the hands to move it even a little bit. And it can be like the armor isn't attached to the body, so the pieces on the thighs move around, the forearm pieces move around. Every time you switch the hands, those pieces fall off. It's a nightmare figure, and it's too expensive because I think I paid like $240 for it. But
$240. Goodness.
The thing that it does well is look really good in the collection and look really good, like just straight up and down, like just figure out a pose and leave it that way. It looks really good. The wings I was excited for, they suck. They're like, they're plastic and they look like horrible plastic with little plastic blue pieces to look like the diamonds that he puts in the wings to fly, and they just look like little plastic discs. The wings suck, so I wouldn't even use those, but
Yeah.
So far this is the only Mr. Freeze that we've seen in the armor. I know Soso has the version up where he's in the robe that I have on pre-order, and then other companies have teased a Freeze, but we don't know what look we're going to get. So as far as being a Freeze in armor, I'm perfectly happy with it just standing in my collection, but other than that, very annoying figure.
I know you were excited for this one, and I've seen some posts on I think it was 1/6 Kit, but I think a lot of people were upset by this, and the post was basically like, should we accept this level of quality for this price, even if it is third party? And obviously at that point when you have it in hand, there's not a lot that you can do. And I think the post had accused them of like photoshopping some of the prototype photos, obviously delivering a less than advertised quality. I feel bad for you, man, because I know you're really excited for this.
Yeah. I'm fine with what I paid. I think that, but that's because I'm like a huge Mr. Freeze and that movie fan. Like I think that is taking a lot into account that like I love this movie so much. I need this. So
And you're
I'm
okay with
fine
having multiples of the representation, right? Like the so-so
Yeah.
version. If Hot Toys ever did one, you'd add them all, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd probably pick and choose pieces and mix and match and all that. So I was perfectly fine taking that risk. So I'm not upset with the amount that I paid, but I think most people would be incredibly upset because it's very annoying.
Is this your first time with Dragon?
I feel like this is a goblin thing.
Damn it! I tried,
He was so close.
He said with dragon.
I was
and
like, how can
what the hell?
how can I position it?
Yeah.
I tried, boys.
You really did.
What I was going to say, actually, Eddie, was that the pictures that you took here impressed me the most of any of the photos that I've seen of this figure so far. So good job on the photos, because as soon as I saw you post them, I'm like, oh shit, like it actually looks better than I thought it did. So, and this is not a dig at the figure at all. And Sam Gist actually asked the same question. Like, does it look like Arnold under it up close? Because like at a distance, I feel like it loses the Arnold a little bit. But
yeah, it looks like Arnold. The head sculpt looks pretty good. That's the least like complaint I have. It looks pretty good on the figure. Even it's just you lose it with the goggles and everything on there. But yeah, it looks good. Also, the helmet is supposed to light up, but I put batteries in mine, and I don't know if mine is just bad wiring or whatever, but the light is super dim. It's almost not even worth using. And I've seen other pictures. It looks brighter. I don't know if they did something to it to make it that way, but mine hardly works. So
I hate to see it. Let's see.
But yeah, he's cool. He's cool standing in the collection. I'm good with it.
How does he size up, like height wise, next to the Hot Toys figures?
He's a little bit bigger than my third party Two-Face. He's like the same size as Keaton Batman.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like the same height.
So he's not like crazy out of scale, which is
No.
Yeah. That's good. Let's see in the chat. We got Ben, we got Toy Mafia, we have 12-inch Smooth Stream, Tim Harvey, Shake Your Groove Thing, CW Crew, Sam Gist, Sit Scale Collector, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Cams Collects, Ben Thomas, PT Works, Badfish, Charlie the Unicorn. The show just landed on its side. I think he's talking about the lunar lander thing. Let's see. Mark P, Abe Dunk TV, just got to the gym, and now I got y'all in the headphones. Sam says Zach trying to make the Canadians feel better. Also did not realize Canada made handguns illegal. I didn't know that either. Let's see here. Trevor says, are we actually debating the moon landing? Charlie the Unicorn, 100 million versus over 1 trillion. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. We got Big Ol' Fern in the chat. Toy Cartel. Stanley Kubrick directed the first moon landing. Jazzy. Let's see. Charlie the Unicorn. OG fan. CT603. Jason Nelson. Cylon X-Man. Darth Tamaris. Looks like that's it in the chat.
That's a cool name.
Ben, did you see the comment from iLadies? Here, let me see if we can scroll up just a little bit. If you can answer that, let me know. You also got some music characters, Eddie.
Yeah, it's a third-party week. I've always wanted musicians in my collection, and I've never pulled the trigger. And Action Figure Academy and Mario were talking about some of the figures they have on, I think it was on Feezy's stream. They were talking about Prince, and I've always wanted to pull the trigger for WinC Studios for David Bowie. This is Bob Marley, and then they also did Freddie Mercury. I think these two came out better than Freddie Mercury, but I love these two. The David Bowie, his head sculpt is insane, man. And they both have two head sculpts. David Bowie's second head sculpt, which I have on the figure, he's kind of got his mouth open as if he's singing, and then he's looking to the left, which is really cool. And then Bob Marley, that's his second head sculpt where his eyes are closed and he's singing, which is also cool. And it's because of the dreads, you get a completely separate box because it's such a big head sculpt.
Jesus Christ.
So I was like, oh shit, did I get something thrown in here? But
it was just a head.
Yeah, it was just head. So
what were the two companies?
They're the same, WinC Studios. I think it's in collaboration with So-So, but on the box it says Wincy Studio, and they've done 2 versions of Freddie Mercury, Bob Marley, David Bowie, and Prince. And I think I might end up picking up Prince at some point too, because I love these so much. They're pretty good.
Is the Freddie pretty good, do you think?
The Freddie, it's decent, but I feel like the head sculpts got better the more figures they put out. Like the head sculpt looks a little cartoonish because of how big Freddie's jaw is.
Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that one, they didn't come with bodies, so you had to get, it was like a clothing set, like Daft Toys, like and you had to get a figure body for him.
Yeah, it's funny, Vivi, well, she's heard Queen before, but she's really into Queen right now, and so I want to get a Freddie Mercury figure. She like that's all we listen to right now.
SHF did one too, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Going 112. That one looks really good. I think they did 2.
I always wanted that one. Yeah. Ben, did you get that comment by chance?
I don't see it. I feel like you're messing with me now because I don't know what
really?
this is.
From iLadies?
I don't know what iLadies is.
iLadies nuts on your face.
Oh, you got. He didn't want to do it.
I looked up and Ben was ferociously looking through the comments. And I look at Marco and he's just like,
I couldn't find it.
I was like,
I'm
shit.
I was going to
take the show seriously. I thought there was a fan out there asking me a good Star
good.
Trek
I'm
question
sorry.
or something.
I'm
Just
sorry.
pretend like it was a Star Trek question.
Ben,
Yes,
I
it's
love
Data.
you so much.
He's like, Ben, do you like Klingons? And Ben's like, I love Klingons. He's like, Klingon is dick.
There you go.
You hate to see it, man.
So, for years, I thought the zombie Iron Man, or I guess the illusion Iron Man is what they call it, was kind of a silly niche figure. And, because I've always said, like, I think for me to want a figure, it has to really be, like, not a one scene look. And then I kept seeing photos of it, and Marco kept telling me about how cool it was and, like, telling everyone to buy it. And then I was like, wait a second. I love zombie Iron Man. This isn't necessarily a zombie Iron Man, but it's close enough. And there's this 3D sculptor. He has a Patreon. His username is Oribus22. And he's not I don't think he's like a native English speaker. So I didn't really understand how his Patreon worked. Like it wasn't really Spanish. It was like almost like very like slang Spanish. And I was like, bro, I don't know. Like, I just want to buy this head sculpt. Can you just put it on Colts 3D and I'll pay like whatever you want? Because I don't really understand if I join your Patreon, which files I get access to, which I don't. I didn't even see it in his list of files. And he's like, yeah, sure. And so we put it up. We bought it. We printed it. Because of the way that the neck on the Iron Man figures works, it doesn't fit perfectly. But it
was designed for this figure, though, yeah?
No, it was just like I think it was more designed for like the Marvel Legends.
Okay, got
like
it,
a more MCU. Because I guess the Marvel Legends ones kind of looks like Robert Downey Jr. But this was just supposed to be like a more realistic. Because the Marvel Legends sculpt is really soft, and so I was able to fit it on enough. I think like with most of the Iron Man figures, you actually pop the neck out, and then you have like that necked sculpt with the little collar that you put in. But since this sculpt didn't have the neck attached, we went with this, and Victoria painted it. It turned out fantastic. I used the photos of the zombie Deadpool as a reference, along with the What If zombies. So I really like the tone on those, and I think it came out really good. So now I'm looking at maybe picking up at least the zombie Deadpool. I don't think I'll go Dead Strange because I think that one, it's like not that blue zombie look. It's like more of a realistic corpse type. So I'm really excited, and those zombie Deadpools, you can find them for like $180 all day. So I think that may be one of the next figures that I pick up, but I'm really happy with it, and I think Victoria did a great job on it.
Yeah,
Victoria
she crushed this, honestly. Yeah,
it looks really
very, very impressed by this. I might need one, so we need to talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. And she's such a saint, because I had asked Dean and Manny and Fern. We have a little chat, and I was between 220% scale or 230, and Victoria was like, I'll just paint both. or it might have been 225 and 230. So she painted actually 2 for me, and I'm glad she did because the smaller one just didn't really sit far enough down on the neck. But yeah, this is super cool, and honestly, a great figure. Anthony from the group hooked me up with a great deal. I mentioned it last week. He was really nice enough to hold it for me for a week or so till I got paid, and yeah, it's a super cool figure. If you can get this figure for like 180 or less, it's like the detail, the sculpt, the articulation's not super great because a lot of the, like on the Iron Man, when it's not damaged, a lot of the panels, they kind of like slide under each other. But with all the damaged parts, they're like not able to do that. And so I feel like it's been a while that I've owned the 46, but I feel like this is less articulated than I remember the 46 being, especially in the waist area. But even with that, I mean, you get like all the little exposed wires, and like, you know, on the normal portrait, you see like his skull, which I think is pretty cool. And then I think in the leg, there's a little bit of leg bone showing. So it's a super cool figure. And like I said, it's a bargain bin priced figure. You can get it for dirt cheap.
It's insane to think, because this one was, I think, over $400. It was pretty
very
pricey
expensive
figure for plastic.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it wasn't die cast until I got it. The box is huge, by the way. I opened it, I was like, what the fuck did he send me? And why are they saying this show is amazing? Oh, is this because we told the... Dude, did you tell them something in the chat for Helldivers? About... All the Helldivers guys are commenting that the show is amazing. That's so funny. Anyways,
I just told them not to skip the show for Helldivers.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, if anyone needs one, let me know. This will be more expensive than my normal Zack's Wonderland stuff because obviously Victoria has to spend 3 or 4 hours painting it. But just let me know. We'll figure out what we can do. But yeah, let's. Did anyone else get anything new, by the way?
Nope, unfortunately.
I wish.
There we go. I wanted to contribute to the chat as well. So we have a Hot Toys release. We have the Multiverse of Madness, the Scarlet Witch, and I'll be honest, I've never owned a Scarlet Witch, but this thing looks fucking dope. I love this thing. I'm super impressed. I don't have the eye for the character, so there's probably a super fan out there that's like, you know, this thing, it doesn't have this, or this. I don't care. I think it looks pretty cool. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, I really like this. I don't know if I like it more than any other one version of this character. I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't have like the eye for Wanda from one movie to the next. But I think it looks like her, which is saying a lot. She's a very beautiful woman, so to get that likeness is not easy. I like the outfit. I like the hands. The base is fucking cool. I think it's a solid release. I think it came out better than a lot of people were expecting. I know a lot of people were kind of comparing it to because there was like 2 that came out almost back to back. So to see it in hand, it's I like it.
Yeah, so Ben, I owe you an apology. And so we don't know definitively just yet, right? Because it's been a busy week. I haven't had a bunch of time to research. But I think this might be a different sculpt than the WandaVision one. Mm-hmm. If it's not different, the paint apps are different enough that those 2 look like pretty stark in comparison when you see them standing side by side. Mm-hmm. So I was giving you a hard time. I was like, no, bro, it's for sure the same exact sculpt. But it seems like even with, the hair is swappable. So it seems like they're different enough. It just came out incredibly well. And I already got the Endgame one on order. I think it's the Endgame one. I've got the WandaVision one. Do I need 3 Wandas? I think the answer is yeah. I think this one is cool enough that I enjoyed the film as well. I think the figure is cool enough and stands on its own enough as kind of like the evil version of Wanda, that I think this is one for me. So good old pop culture might be getting my money again, unless I can find another mom and pop that can hook me up here locally. So yeah, really happy with how this turned out.
You have the artisan one on order, right?
Not the artisan, just the standard version.
Oh, I forgot about that, Eddie.
Okay.
What do you think of this, Eddie?
I think it looks amazing. It looks amazing enough for me to be tempted by it because the likeness is so good, and everything it comes with is cool. But I only need one I need one of every character from Avengers in my collection, and I don't know if this is the look that I want for her. I prefer having like either Age of Ultron or the Endgame look. So that's what I'm like. What's like holding me back, even though I think this is probably the best Wanda made so far. Like just with the suit and the likeness and everything, and the accessories are really cool. Like the candles are really cool. I would like to have that accessory alone, but so yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted, but at the same time, like I really want that look of her in my collection. So I'll think on this one, but I'll probably end up waiting to see how the artisan / the sculpted version of that come out to see if that changes my mind, because I'd rather have that, you know.
And I remember the big controversy when this was announced was the cardboard base, and that always had me confused. I was like, are the candles cardboard? What are they talking about? But I think the base the top layer might be the cardboard portion, but it looks good. I think it all came out nicely. And yeah, that was it. Sorry, Ben.
No, it's good. I agree. It was something that I was eager to see how it kind of came out in the production side. This is the Wanda that I've been waiting for. I loved the film. I know not everybody did. This is a great great memory with my family. Had a fun time watching it with them, my mom and everybody. Loved Wanda in that particular like really powered up role in the film. Like she was legitimately terrifying at times, and like so OP that it was kind of like, man, how are they actually gonna stop her at this point? And I mean, basically, she kind of takes herself out, right? I think it was the only way that it was going to happen. I think up to that point, while I liked the character of Wanda and kind of her transition into the Scarlet Witch, you never really got a chance to kind of see what her total power would look like. And this was that great representation of it. I think the figure itself, this is one of those examples for me where I actually think that the final looks better than the prototype did, which is amazing for the people who, like me, who have been waiting for this. I think the texturing on the suit looks really amazing. One of the things that really kept me away from the WandaVision Wanda was how she had a sleeveless outfit, and you could really see those arms at the shoulder joint. And for me, that really breaks immersion for figures. And so this having the different outfit even on, hiding some of those joints, to me, I'm like, this looks fantastic. Even the blackening on the figures.
You're not offended by them hiding joints, though?
I am a little offended, but I'm willing to let it go for Wanda here. Even the way they've got her like floating up above the diorama, I think that looks fantastic. I'd be a little bit nervous to leave her in a cross-legged pose for forever, because I don't totally know what that material of the pants are. But that could just depend on your climate. I think either way, it's an absolute banger. So for me, this is one that I've had on order for what feels like forever. Like I was starting to feel like, is this character ever actually going to come? And she's here. So very, very, very excited. Once I get this as a new this week, maybe I'll even do like a collecting weekly unboxing with you guys. I've never actually done that with a figure, and this is one that I'm super jazzed about. So, and I think she looks beautiful. It's Elizabeth Olsen, right? I mean, she looks fantastic, just as a person and a character in a figure form. I'm very excited.
There you go. Does anyone else have anything they want to add?
I'm just curious. Do you think she's actually floating there? Do you think that they've implemented some technology?
The magnet.
Beat in art?
Does anybody else think that Elizabeth Olsen kind of looks like Gigi, like a little bit?
You know, I will say when Gigi did her Scarlet Witch, that was a very good. I don't know if you call it a cosplay. I don't know when it becomes a costume to a cosplay, but I thought you guys look really good.
They have the same kind of like
Thanks,
cheekbone structure. So
well, now I can see it.
That's like what makes me think Marco loves Scarlet Witch. It looks like Gigi.
Yeah, well,
now that might be one reason.
Or at least a good argument
Lizzie Olsen
for when she kills him for having
That's
3 of
right.
these. So.
I would say this version looks the most like her, the most pissed off and kind of evil one. That's
Wow.
the most Gigi one.
Jesus.
I was gonna say this is the most jealous I've ever been of Marco. You hate to see it.
Wow.
Definitely be Marco's last show because she's gonna kill him.
It was a matter of time.
She's gonna turn you into that silly string like she did to Mr. Fantastic.
Holy shit.
God damn it. I messed up our layouts on StreamYard, and I'm trying to get it back.
I kind of liked that widescreen version.
Did you like
does it
it?
mess everything else up?
No. So the only thing is it covers up Ben when we do this. and because I saw OFAX and I was like, damn, that looks pretty clean, but it was too low, and so I was like, I'm gonna be messing with this while we talk about stuff because I don't want to cover up Ben. No one puts Ben in the corner like that. So we have the Hot Toys Ahsoka Padawan. This one is $255, which seems like a lot. I don't know that this actress is particularly famous, and it's also a child figure, so it's obviously much smaller than a normal Hot Toys. This one comes out January to June 2025. Obviously, this is meant to pair with your live action Rex potentially, and I don't know if I really dig the likeness that much. I do like that you get the goggles. Those were I believe those are from the Clone Wars, and you do get the typical Ahsoka jewelry, the Ahsoka outfit. And they did tease potentially a new Anakin. So people are saying this might be a second artisan Anakin, which I think would be kind of annoying for those that may have bought the original artisan. I think it's classic Hot Toys to do that, but we've seen photos like this where the foreground or background character never gets released, so I wouldn't get too upset at the moment. But I don't know. I think the price is a bit high. I feel like this could have been a $220 figure, and perhaps a little bit easier on the wallet, but yeah, I don't know. It has the USB light up, maybe that's why for the lightsaber, but I'll pull up a picture of the actress because I felt like her face had more defined features than what we see here, but let me go and pull that up for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, people love Ahsoka, and to get every version of Ahsoka I could see someone absolutely wanting to do that. I personally like this. I think the season 8 Ahsoka is just so cool that I don't feel the need to add a different Ahsoka to my collection. But I absolutely could see why somebody would. And it's well done. The outfit looks really well tailored. Lots of seemingly like pleather, like in the arm wraps. Maybe the forearms aren't. Those might be plastic. They match really well to the other soft goods, like her belt and stuff. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's really cool. I guess it's a little soft, like you're saying, in the face. But again, Ahsoka started off animated, so I don't really need like an actor's likeness to match up with my Ahsokas. Like, it's not the end of the world for me, but if that bothers you, I get it too.
I'm looking at it, and I forgot that there was a time jump in the flashback. So she goes from like being really young, and then I think there's like a middle version where she has this thing on her head, and I think she looks a little older here. But yeah, I would say for the youngest version, I think this does look fine. So my apologies.
Yeah, so I'm not the hugest Ahsoka fan, honestly, but when Rosario Dawson started to play the character in Mando, I think I became a lot more interested. And now I'm thinking about it. I have either every Ahsoka in the collection or on order, minus this one so far. So I'm kind of pausing because, number one, I'm not certain that they won't give us another version, like Zach, the version you just pulled up, which would be really similar to the first one that Hot Toys ever did. But I could see them doing it now that they've got agreements with this actress. But if I'm kind of channeling a bit of the six-scale economist from back in the day, who was a big Ahsoka fan, talking about rookie card versions, I think this actress is like she's kind of she's got a lot of momentum right now, right? She was young Gamora. She was obviously Ahsoka. I think she was in the Barbie film. Mm-hmm. I just saw her in the Borderlands movie in that trailer. So wow. I'm seeing her pop up everywhere. And, I along with collecting characters, I also collect actors that I really admire or think are interesting. And so this could be, the rookie card version of this actress who might go on to do, some really cool stuff. So it's not a great reason to buy a figure, but just one point that I wanted to show there.
I think this figure is amazing. I think the sculpt is a 10 out of 10. When I saw people saying like the sculpt is off, I was like, that's crazy, dude. It's crazy that everybody sees what they see differently, Like, because for me, every single figure that they've announced from Ahsoka has, like, damn near perfect likeness. Like, they're amazing. They're some of the most amazing Star Wars Hot Toys they're putting out, and it's making me want the line, even though I don't care for Ahsoka that much either, and I want Clone Wars stuff, but I don't know. I want animated, but this is way cooler than the animated stuff that Sideshow's doing. I like the Anakin and Obi-Wan that Sideshow did. The Ahsoka looks like animated Ahsoka, but it looks weird at the same time. So, like, if I'm going to spend money, this is like... I miss what he said. This is like the same price as that Anakin, so... Or Ahsoka, my bad. So it's like, I'd much rather spend the money on this and get this. Because I want Snips. This is Snips' version of Ahsoka. And I want the older version. And I think it would be cool to have all three pose. Like, I've seen some people take pictures on Instagram of, like, each iteration of Iron Man where they're, like, kind of, like, waterfalled in front of each other. It looks really cool. And I feel like this would look cool with that. So, like, I'm thinking about this. And I think it's going to be one of the better figures next year. One thing that's weird to me is I see a bunch of people saying, like, I don't want a kid hot toy. That's like, I don't get it.
That's a weird take.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, I would love to have Pod Racer Anakin, so don't mess it up for me if everybody's going to be out there like, we don't want a kid hot toy. No, shut the fuck up. We want Anakin, so.
Yeah.
That's a weird take.
I feel like the chance of you getting that Anakin goes up a bit with the Iron Studios they just announced the other day.
I know, man.
The Pod Racer, I feel like it's like right on the cusp. What do you think about this, Ben?
I don't know. I was looking at that Iron Studios Pod Racer, and it is still extremely large in comparison to the man with hairy arms that was displaying it. And honestly, like in six scale, I feel like it would be more aggressive than people might realize. The other reason about that pod racer is like with the wires that kind of connect, like the turbines, I want to call it, I guess. I don't know how you would display that well, and so I think people are getting their hopes up for pod racing. I think people are getting their hopes up for it. I don't think that they would back it. I don't know. I would never buy it, so it's not top dancing.
I'm just kidding. I don't need the.
I just wanted to throw in a buzzword.
Racer.
But
I just need Anakin.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. I was saying the chances of the Anakin version was likely not
fair. And I think that's what I was most excited about with this release was that it just kind of breaks the ice for characters that we honestly kind of thought Hot Toys might never get to. I do wonder if they saw kind of the positive reception of the in-art Harry Potter line and people buying that and saying, okay, like maybe people will actually back younger characters. I agree with you, Eddie. I think it's a weird take for folks not to want like a kid actor in their display. If they're a character within a film that you love or in a show that you love, and it's an iconic representation of a character's growth as a person, like this is young Ahsoka. There are so many huge Ahsoka fans. This is awesome for those folks. And it's a good time to be a Star Wars collector, let's be honest. Even just a 6-scale collector, but especially Star Wars with everything that could be on the horizon. They did tease the Phantom Menace. This is, I think, opening that door for, like you said, Anakin potentially, a young version. Now, with this photo on the screen, it also reminds me that, I couldn't quite tell, and I know that there was some speculation, is that Anakin rooted hair? Is it a new way that they're sculpting hair because of kind of how, like, I want to say frizzy it looks at the bottom, or like kind of strand. Jose G. Hernandez was on Let's Get Nuts with me the other day, and he actually held up his Anakin, the previous version. The belt is very different. The outfit on the backside, at least from what I could tell, is different. And that figure had sculpted hair, and it's like a chunk of plastic hair. This, to me, doesn't look like a chunk of plastic hair. So again, they've either improved their ability to sculpt, which is really exciting as well, or it's potentially a rooted version. Now, does this mean we're actually going to get a new Anakin? Hard to say. We've all seen figure teases in the background of photos before and not necessarily got every one of them. So I'm not going to hold my breath for that for folks.
So damn deep already, though.
It is. Yeah, you're not wrong. And honestly, it feels like low-hanging fruit because, like, if you want to represent this scene, it's a good representation for it, right? I mean, and it was definitely a cool scene. It was like looking into that live action universe of the Clone Wars that everybody loves if you love Clone Wars. So I think for that, very, very cool. It's a pass for me, honestly. No tap dance required. It just doesn't fit the philosophy of the way that I want to try and collect here. She's not necessarily one of my favorite characters. And I didn't love the show, so those are kind of two strikes against. I'm feeling like Shane because I got all these rules now, but I'm really trying to like not overwhelm my display, and so this one I'd pass on for sure. But she looks good, and I think the likeness to the actress is spot on. I totally agree with what you said, Eddie. When I saw people say it didn't look like her, I was like, man, like that. I thought it was a mind blowing sculpt. Like I feel like Hot Toys has been crushing the sculpts lately. And it makes me really happy to see what else comes down the pipeline. So yeah, this is cool. It's a cool release.
Do we just going down the line here? Do we think that they are gonna dip in? I know Ben, you kind of touched on it, but do we think that they're gonna do the Artisan Clone Wars Anakin, or even just a slight modification of the existing one with that shorter hairstyle?
I don't think it'll be Artisan. I think they're going to do this, but it looks sculpted to me.
Yeah.
It does look like a new tooling for sculpted.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's what I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and to Ben's point about just the one solid piece, because I've got that Anakin. Yeah, it looks kind of like the Han Solo. Everything that we hated about that Han, it's just kind of like there's no dimension to it. So I would actually be interested. I love the uniform. Again, I'm not even a Clone Wars fan, but I really like the designs of Clone Wars, of the Ahsoka show. And yeah, I'd be interested if they did a really, really strong Hayden likeness from the show with the retooled outfit. Could be a cool figure. So I think they're going to do it.
Well, and with the Joker being my only rooted figure from InArt, like it's fine. It's Joker hair. I think it looks great, but I don't totally love rooted hair. I like putting a figure in my display, and that's just what he looks like all the time, for as long as it exists, or as long as it doesn't, it takes to not degrade
Yeah.
right, from humidity and all the things. But if they're retooling new sculpted hair, this could be that hybrid kind of in between that would get my juices flowing, because I would hope that more sculpting looks like this going forward. So, heck yeah.
There you go. Wow, Ben, full naming me.
Jose
That's
Plus,
funny.
hate to see it. Jose G. Hernandez.
There you go. Let's see here. We have Jazz Ink dioramas. So again, we were speculating last week on the design. I don't know that they've settled on exactly the design philosophy they're going to go with, whether it's true animated or the sort of hybrid that they showed in the renders. But they made a post last week as well. If they make the animated series based on this drawing, the size is 7,180 millimeters in full scale, so about 119 centimeters, which fits the DF120 case. That would make the length just over 47 inches. And I would say that this drawing, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe this might be from the DC Direct. I think on the figures, Ben, you own a lot of them, but I think they have like little sketch cards either in the packaging or included with it. And I don't know that this is the best reference for scale, because in the show it almost seems like maybe 20-30% longer. It's like ungodly in terms of the dimension on it.
It really doesn't need to be that long, honestly.
I think a lot of people would be happy with a shorter one, like a less long,
even shorter than this,
wide
I'm
version.
Assuming.
Is that just me? Do you think that this looks a bit stubby?
It does look stubby. I thought the exact same thing when I saw this photo. To me, like, if people choose Jazz Ink for the most realistic version, I think it's hard because you're trying to base realism on an animated television show. And depending on the way that it's drawn, it looks different. Even the scaling of Batman in that show looks different constantly. Sometimes he's more squared off, like you see him even in this blueprint. Other times he's a lot more slender and sleek. Like, it's an animated show. It just depends on how they were drawn. So do you choose Jazz Ink for accuracy? I think a lot of people would say yes to that. I think it's a really hard one to be accurate too. So in that sense, I think as long as it looks really good, and you obviously know what vehicle it is when you're looking at it, I think the 3 feet 11 inches is a much more realistic display piece than what I thought this could be, which was kind of that ridiculous 5 feet, like you mentioned here in the chat, or in the post. I think that would suck. I don't think people would actually back it if that was the case, because I think most people's displays aren't big. Like, you could put this on the garage shelf if you have those garage shelf displays, and that's how people display most of their vehicles. So in that sense, I think it is a win for collectors looking to pick this up.
Yeah, I would say the building to Module case is a really smart tactic, right? Because, okay, this is a tap out excuse 1000%, but we're talking about the 89 Batmobile. One of the reasons why I like the Hot Toys version, number one, the price, and then number two, the scale is just perfect for the Module case that I have, the 6110. It's going to fit in there with the Batman. And so to kind of, scale to the most common display cases out there, or some of the most common display cases out there, is just really smart. So I'm in favor of this, even if it doesn't look 100% accurate. Like I said last week, I'd be cool if they, kind of did a realistic style, did an artist interpretation of what it would look like. I think that would still give you some really cool representation in the collection. But again, this one is seeming like maybe it sounded better on paper than it actually is going to be in delivery. So excited to see more, but a little bit skeptical at this point.
I still wish he wouldn't have gave people the option and just made a Batmobile, because I feel like
The
everybody
massive
voted for
fucking
this
version.
and it's gonna be nothing but problems for him. So
Yeah, I completely agree, Eddie. I completely agree. Especially once, I think it was already like going to be an issue, but then I think once you even introduce the idea that hey, there might be a possibility to a more hybrid design. To me, like when I saw that post, I was like, I can't believe someone posted this on this group, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that's from Yoast. I like had to like, rub my eyes, like, god damn, like why would you post that? And even, because there's gonna be people that are gonna be upset either way that it happens, right? Whether it's completely accurate to the source material or even that hybrid version. Ben, I will say you are on the nose, and I'm gonna give you a point for this. I think with a lot of these cartoons, oh gosh, I think a lot of these cartoons. Even Transformers has this problem a lot with accuracy. Ben or Dean, I know you watch a lot of Jobby videos, but it's like getting the perfect accurate G1 Optimus. It's like, bro, the show isn't accurate to itself. So to have a toy and expect the toy to be completely screen accurate, it's like, bro, the backpack changes, scene to scene, even within the same episode. Like everything is just constantly changing in these shows, and obviously it's a hand drawn show, like that is to be expected. So. Yeah, to me though, I would say, Marco, your point as well with the building to the dimension. I think Hot Toys could learn a thing about that. I know with the Zack's Wonderland stuff, like I'm trying to get this Goblin Glider post right, because there are so many people out there that are like, it's infuriating that I can't display this in what is historically been the most common, the DTOF, the most common case that most people have. So, yeah, it's to build to a display, I think, is a very smart thing.
You're not wrong. My Goblin's almost 2 feet tall. Like,
He's
like
huge.
sitting here,
Yeah,
it's insane. It's insane. I can't fit him in any of my displays.
Good news is mine's on the way, Zach, so I'll be able to test what you sent me here very soon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because nice. I sent a sample to Jose G. Hernandez, and
I heard he fucked it.
Well, no.
Like literally, Jesus, that would break it for sure.
He told me. He told me he had some issues with it.
Yeah, so what I did was I printed all new ones for him. I'm making 2. I made them 60% infill instead of 20, and I labeled them, so we'll be able to get a very
60% more too.
Yeah, well, since he's testing for me, I'm not charging him but the shipping. But yeah, these will be a little more expensive than I had planned them to be. CT says this design concerns me due to the wheelbase. He would need to really reinforce the frame in light of wheelgate. There you go. I'll wait for a demo. Yeah, this is it's interesting to see, but I do appreciate Yoast being as transparent as he is, showing all the different thought processes behind it. I know with the this almost reminds me of the the Jedi Starfighter with the R2 stuff. It's like everyone wants it, but then when you really put the wheel to the pavement, it's like, well, I could probably make this, but I can't make an R2. So either someone out there is going to have to make a bunch of R2 heads and paint them, or people are going to have to buy R2s and pop the dome off, which I believe they detach fairly easily, but a lot of people weren't expecting that. And so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that problem gets solved. But or do we want to move on from this one? Yep. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
Staying with Batman, though, Kit posted a little bit more details about the, what is this? The Joker, what is it? Bomb remote? Detonator, thank you. from the Dark Knight. So here's what he says about the 1/6 detonator from InArt. It will be a giveaway project for 2024. We will slowly send them all out within this year under 2 terms. 1, you purchased any InArt figure from us. And 2, a loyal customer to OSK who understands how our system works. I would like to clarify again, this is not a part of the Joker figure, and we do not have enough to send to all of the Joker customers. I know there's no perfect way to make it completely fair for everyone, so I think it is best to give it away in a silent way. We won't inform you when we're shipping you one. We won't provide a tracking number. In case it's lost, you won't be able to ask for a replacement. It is a huge money and time to send out a lot of detonators worldwide, so it can't be done at once. And in a way, I think this is probably the best way to do it, right? To let people know up front, like, only if you bought one you can get one, but buying one doesn't guarantee you will get one. I think that's smart. I don't know, because I heard that, well, I don't know if that's a rumor, so I probably won't say that, but I think this is probably the most fair way to do it, but I do think logistically this has got to be a headache for Kit, because he's right, like, shipping out, even if it's 100 of these, right, that's an astronomical expense for what is a really small product, right? To be able to do that, I think is great on them. I think this is obviously something that would have been better to just been included with the figure to begin with, but it is a cool thing. It is going to cost him money. I think some of these are already in some collectors' hands from other ways that people have gotten them. And I know when we clarified with InArt, they said they were going to try to make as many of these available as possible to the distributors, like to the Kits of the world, and that you wouldn't basically get it direct from them. So I think it's an imperfect way to do it. I think it's going to be a sought after item. I think those that don't get it will be very upset. I don't know. Maybe this isn't as big a deal as for me, as I'm not a huge Joker collector. But Ben, I know you're a big Joker guy. Would you be bummed if you missed out on this, or is this not a big deal?
I mean, I would be bummed because it's a really cool accessory. I don't know if it's necessarily going to add like value much to your collection. I think it's a cool piece, but it's super tiny, and not necessarily like an absolute requirement. I do not like the silent and non-deadly approach though, like, because I think people will call that out as having more favoritism attached. I think it'll feel like, especially, it's going to suck, but like any, quote unquote YouTube influencer that gets one of these, it's going to be like, oh, you see, it's rigged, like they just sent it down. I'd be worried to get one myself, because I'd be worried people would call me out for the same damn reason. I would rather like be able to go to I don't know, some kind of lottery number system where you go in, you enter your information, it's a randomly selected number, and if your number is drawn, boom, you get one. If you don't, it's super obvious, it's super transparent for everybody. Hell, I would rather see a worldwide duck race on this, like Marco does on his streams for giveaways, than again that silent and non-deadly approach, because I do think it's just going to look like favoritism depending on who actually gets it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's very cool, very, very, very cool little piece. But yeah, part of me is like, I almost hope I don't get it. I just don't even care for the heat that's gonna come from this. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you already don't own this, right? Like, it wasn't promised to you. Nope. It wasn't something that was missing out of the box, and they're like, "Fuck, we gotta send them out." Mm-hmm. You don't own it currently. So if you get one in the mail from Kit, hey, there you go. That's a nice surprise.
That's not how entitlement works, Dean. Come on.
I know, but like, again, like, you didn't pay for it. So yeah, if you don't end up getting one, like, okay. But if you do get one, like, it's kind of cool. It's a cool little story you could tell. Like, oh, I fucking got this random thing. But yeah, I guess I could see how it could piss some people off. But again, like, it's not something that was missing out of the box. It's just some shit they decided, hey, we're gonna fucking throw this out there, and it could have been handled better, sure. But you got people from ordering all over the world, in I don't want to say backwater sites, but this isn't a figure that was readily available here. So you had to order it from some guy somewhere, InArt has no way of knowing where you ordered it, how many that guy
Yeah, that's a great
got
point.
delivered. Like, it's not ideal, but it's not an ideal situation. So
That's a great point, Dean.
just be happy if you get it, and if you don't be upset.
This one's still super odd to me though, because it is cool that they're doing this. It's like a very novel thing, but I think about the risk versus the reward, and it's like, okay, for someone who has a few Jokers, if I don't get it, I'm gonna be like, all right, come on, what the fuck? Like, I kind of wanted one, but if I do get it, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is cool, and then put it in a box and probably never touch it again. So it's like that. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it. Like, oh, this is really neat, and then exactly. So I just don't see the benefit. But again, like, I would rather have the opportunity to potentially get one than not. But it just feels like it's a bit iffy, because I know how fickle we all are and how entitled we all feel sometimes, where it's like, well, I spent my money on the Joker, so I'm going to want one of these. And I don't know, I pissed Kid off already, so I'm probably not going to be on that list, but we'll see.
Kid's like, I'm going to send him this, and he's going to say it's some fake eBay version or
He's going to try to scam me.
If you spent $1,000 on the Rooted 2-pack or more, you wouldn't be upset for not having this? You spent $1,000.
But this wasn't
Thinking
solicited
things
originally. You didn't pay for this.
It still goes with that Joker from the licensor
I get
that
what
made
he's
it.
saying. Yeah, I get what it is.
I get what everybody's... It's kind of funny because everybody's trying to have this whole, like, passive, like, it doesn't matter. But at the same time, like, it's a figure that goes with my collectible that I spent $1,000, or an accessory that goes with my collectible that I spent $1,000 on. Like, I get the whole, let's sit back, because, you're right. It is an accessory. But at the same time, I would be annoyed. And I will be annoyed. If, like, what if you go to sell it one day and someone's like, oh, that guy has the detonator, I'm going to buy his.
Exactly. All
That's
things
true,
being
Eddie.
Or,
That's
like,
true.
also, there's
give you a
no
point for
easy
that,
way
Eddie.
to distribute these if everybody's not getting them. I don't like retailers having
The power to choose.
the power to choose, because inevitably they will pick. I mean, I'm sure some people will get theirs randomly, but also the people that are liked by that retailer will get them as well. You know what I mean? And
Kid, we've always been good to you.
I don't
Give
know
me
where
like
I
10 of them.
fall on that whole opinion of, like, well, this guy buys more, so he should get one. It's like,
Yeah.
he can afford more, maybe, it's a
This
tricky
is-
situation. So I agree with what everybody's saying. Everybody don't pout if you don't get one. I'm not going to pout, but at the same time, I'm kind of annoyed.
Price is that's a good consideration though, Eddie, because $1,000, yeah, you got more sense of entitlement than you would with a cheaper figure. So I get that.
Here's Marco in Kit's inbox when he doesn't get the fucking detonator.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Can you just clip that and add it to the
Or
show?
I really need to.
Dude, you know what's hilarious?
I really need to.
When
It's
they're
so
having
good.
when they're having dinner and he goes to, like, take a piece of the turkey, and Aunt May slaps his hand, like, the face that he makes when she slaps his hand has always made me laugh. So
Nice.
Oh,
like, what the
boy.
fuck?
Oh man. Yeah, Charlie said this might blow up in his face. Go ahead, Dean.
I was just gonna make a joke. That's fine.
I do like what Dean said, though, and just the fact that I don't think it's something that you can necessarily blame InArt for, because they didn't intend to
I'm
distribute
blaming InArt.
to
I would
everybody,
blame
so.
them before I blame Six.
No,
I'm definitely blaming InArt.
I feel like they either...
It seems like
maybe
an
you're changing
odd-
my mind, actually, now that you say
Yeah,
that.
what the
That's
hell?
true.
Who am
Yeah,
I gonna
no,
blame?
okay.
Who do I blame?
I just like... Yeah, because, like, why not make enough for everybody then? But maybe, do they not know how many Jokers they made? Like,
Why did you
it's
make
also-
this at all?
why
not
wouldn't
with
they
why
the
even make
figure?
it at all?
Yeah, look,
True.
to Eddie's
If
point,
it makes people happy, because I know people love Kit. I know people love Kit, and I know that that's what I'm going to get the most backlash on for saying that this sucks. But if it makes you feel better, InArt should have just never made this shit.
No, you're right,
Yeah,
actually.
you're right.
No, I changed my mind.
I bet you that
Well
it
said.
was for
Well
like a
said.
timed exclude, or for like the window. It's probably intended to be thrown in with those 3-day window figures.
I thought that was what the
or
handcuffs
something
were,
along
though.
those lines.
That was what the handcuffs.
And then
were
everybody got the
Yeah.
handcuffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone
So let me
got
tell you
it.
this.
So there's-
I I think if you're making a movie, a figure from a character that's in a movie, here's what you do. You get a piece of paper, you get a pencil, you watch the fucking movie, and everything that motherfucker touches, you write it down, and then you fucking decide what he needs to have. Because this is like the second time there's a key accessory missing from one of these figures. And to me, this is like the whole plot of the third act of the movie, right? Like, I don't understand how, to you guys' points, this is not already in the box. I think oversight or whatever. Let me pull up the actual, just so we have the, for what John told us this was for. So John told us it is for, someone's just chat for a second. Let me find here we go. The accessory is a bonus for customers in China that have accumulated points from purchases on our domestic store, but they are looking into ways to make these more widely available. So that's what these were initially intended for. Yeah, this is, I think we read this about 2 weeks ago, but for full clarification.
I wasn't on that show, so.
Yeah.
As long as I get one before Marco, I'm cool, dude.
Yeah.
Brett, send me 5 so I can send a picture with showing Eddie my 5 detonators, please.
João says that they're selling them on the Taboo secondhand market for $20. So I guess if you want one, I don't know how.
So this might be on eBay. Huh?
That's like 20 loonies right there. That's nice.
20 toonies. There we go. Mars Toys teased a Barbara Gordon Batgirl, and it's probably a 3D printed sculpt there. Not much to go off of, but looks like they are digging deeper in that 66 line, which I think traditionally has been very well received. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they get the paint on this purple here to match the purple sheen of the suit. I think that's probably going to be the area that I'd be most keen to see how they do. I think the black, I don't think it would be as big a deal, but it's a 66.
They could try and flock it.
They could try to flock it. That's a very good point. Yeah, it almost looks like maybe even the mask would need flocking as well. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it almost looks like black velvet.
Yeah, exactly. Are you guys excited about this 66 Batgirl?
Heck yeah. This is one that I think I would get, honestly. Like, the costume is just so cool. I just have like fond memories of this particular costume. I think it's going to make a great figure. So one that I'm definitely interested in. And you can call me a fake collector if that means because I didn't have like a huge emotional connection to the show that I can't collect this line, but I've already got the Joker and I would consider adding this one for sure because it's unique as well.
Would you start chasing down some of the other characters then?
I'm not a completionist. I don't need to have everyone. I just get the ones that I think are cool. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds like something a non-real collector would say.
1,000%.
That's not how you get 206 Hot Toys, Marco.
Wow.
There you go. Charlie says fake attitude. Collectors have a space here. Oh, boy. Anyone else have... Oh, go ahead, Eddie. Sorry.
It's cool that they're really filling out this line. Like, I'm hoping they do that with... Like, it gives me more hopes for the Batman Forever and hopefully Batman and Robin. I think they're the ones that teased that they were going to do a freeze, so... Yeah, it gives me hopes that they're going to do a whole line.
Yeah, for sure. I'm rooting for the completionist collectors on this one because I haven't started collecting any of the 66 Batman. For me, it's Keaton and beyond. So I think it's cool, though. It definitely has a great look to it. And I like the idea of that soft touch kind of flocked nature that you were saying. I think that could be like that fuzzy material, right? I think that could be a cool look. So, nope, but not for me.
There you go. Let's see here. Beetlejuice went up on Sideshow. This one's $280. A lot of money there. August to November 2024. I'm just not realizing I forgot a figure. Price is high. Price is definitely high. I think also the figure looks much better in this kind of lighting than it does in this kind of lighting. I think this is more what I'm expecting from Sideshow, and this looks a lot better. I don't know. I think $280 is a lot of money for this. I know God damn it, help me out here. The actor.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, thank you. Michael Keaton, obviously an A-list star, very famous individual, but fuck, $280, bro. That's a lot of money for a Sideshow figure. I think this and the next figure that we're going to talk about, I think if they nail them, I think they're going to be, doing pretty well. But there's quite a few people that pre-ordered this. Apparently there was a $0 NRD from what I've heard. And quite a few of our Patreonies picked this up already.
Why does it got so many watches? What's he need that many watches for?
So many
what time it is.
So many bees. I actually really love the way this looks, but I just have no faith in Sideshow executing it. I mean, they usually do their horror figures pretty well. I mean, this is technically horror. Yeah. But I don't know. I have to wait to see it for $280. Oh, that's a tough nut to swallow, dude. Yeah. But I think the likeness of Michael Keaton or Michael Douglas, depending on who you ask, it's pretty good. I think it looks just like him. The hair looks pretty well done, considering. But we've also really never, at least in recent memory, seen Sideshow do like. I don't want to call this rooted, but not sculpted hair. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know, man. If you're pre-ordering this, you're brave, much braver man than me. So I hope it turns out good because it looks like it's gonna be a cool figure to own. Good luck to you,
but for no NRD, right? You could just kind of take the gamble, and then if it doesn't turn out like you think, you just cancel.
That's pretty nice.
Because they don't even trust themselves. They're like,
I was gonna say, I wonder if they did it on purpose because that seems odd. But I'm really, really hoping it comes out as good as it looks.
I have to look back because I think I paid an NRD.
Yeah,
for this
when
guy.
I went to put it in my cart, there was an NRD.
What the hell?
I'm confident I paid for
there
an
was
NRD.
two people that said they had no NRD. Let me double.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Interesting.
But
maybe it was like if you pre-ordered it like day one, there was no NRD.
So I have mega nostalgia for this film though, and so I did pre-order it day one, and that's why I was surprised about that. But nobody wants to pay $280 for a figure anymore because there's so many cool things that we want. However, this does have likeness to Michael Keaton, so I'm sure the likeness just itself costs some money. It is a licensed figure. It does come with basic accessories. Like at least it comes with the handbook for the recently deceased, even though that's not really like a Beetlejuice accessory specifically. It's more for the Maitlands, but I'm happy that we get it. So in that sense, I'm good with it. But I would have liked to see it come with a more cool like display base of some sort. Gravestone on the grass piece, maybe that would have been really cool. Sideshow did update their post to say that a display base is included in this price, whereas originally when it was solicited, it wasn't showing a display base in there. So I had some people comment to me to say, okay, well, like if I don't have to go aftermarket to get a secondary base, then that saves me $20, which makes the figure then feel a little bit cheaper in that sense. Which I'm like
$20 to $50 depending on the base.
Yeah, there you go, right? But I mean, still, like, I don't display my figures with bases, so that didn't give me specifically additional value. When I take a look, though, even at the Lost Boys David, for example, that guy came in at $290 for Kiefer Sutherland. And I don't remember many people complaining about that price all that much when that went up. So, again, maybe I just wasn't as connected to that character. Maybe there was some of that backlash. But I do feel like all 6-scale companies have really started to push their pricing up. We talked about it last week, I think, with even Eddie, about how Mondo Toys, where they're licensed figures, but they're fully plastic. And while they do come with a ton of accessories, I will give them that. Their price range just for plastic figures is now between $235 and $285. So again, with soft touch material, glued hair, whatever you want to call it, a pretty awesome likeness to Michael Keaton. Right now, this is a win for me. My complaints, I think, here figure-wise would just be I don't love the fact that it's not split-cut boots because I would like to sit them down and have them in some different displays. I think that would be annoying for posing. But my Crow figure that I have from Sideshow, I love that figure. He stands perfectly fine by himself. I was impressed by the scarring on the body under the holes of the shirt. Sideshow impressed me with that one, so I do have hope for this figure at the very least. I just know, of course, that this is a prototype. And so I still will be holding my breath until we see what production looks like. But I hope that they prove us wrong, because otherwise this company needs to almost step aside with their figures and let somebody else come in, because third-party companies like Mars Toys, while their pricing can be cheaper because there's no likeness and licensing that they have to pay for, those figures that they're making are amazing. And if Sideshow can't keep up and they're a licensed company charging this kind of money, step aside, let somebody else take these licenses.
Yeah, I want this. I do want this, but I don't feel that there's a need to pre-order this. I understand that the old one is sought after and it's sold out, but that was also released a long time ago and at a different time when things were more limited. I don't feel that there will be at least a chance that you could get this in stock once it is available. I don't think there's any reason to not wait for that, especially with all of the caution behind a Sideshow figure. And even with Ben's points, I still don't feel it's worth $280. And it was weird because I almost felt like people were pressuring me into pre-ordering this. There were so many posts of people when this came out like, oh, if you guys don't pre-order, like, I don't get it, 280, you know, inflation, all this shit. I was like, damn, dude. Like, just a little while ago, we're like saying don't pre-order. Now all of a sudden, everybody, oh, you know, that old one is a grail, and you know, you need this one. And I was like, damn, I almost don't want to order it just to be like, to hell with you. But yeah, I think you can wait on it. Let's not create too much FOMO on this. I'm willing to bet it's going to be available at least in stock for a little while, especially with the way Sideshow does their waves and everything. I think you'd even be able to get it on a wait list if it went wait list. So It is cool. I want it. It doesn't have enough to come. They could have done a lot with this, you know. They could have done different outfits. They could have done different heads. They could have done all kinds of stuff. The grave thing on the base, man, that would have been dope. And it was in one of the pictures, the grave, the tombstone. And I was like, oh, they're gonna throw in the tombstone, and they didn't throw it in there. I was like, what the hell? It's in the picture. So yeah, it's cool, but let's just wait and see.
I kind of have like a proud father moment right now. Eddie is just maturing as a collector. Is this what it feels like to be a dad? Because my son, he's just, I agree with everything he said right there. Wow. For once. No, I just think that if I'm trying to think about the future and the likelihood that everyone's like, oh, Sideshow killed it. Oh my gosh, like it's totally worth $280. Like now they're back and like I'm going to be buying all of their figures versus what's probably going to happen. Like, okay, the hair looks like shit. The body's no good. It's kind of okay, but it's at $280. It's just not the value that I thought it would be. It feels like that second thing is what's going to happen. And then we're like, okay, well, we're just in this loop where it's like, maybe Sideshow will get it right again. It's like being a freaking Raiders fan where it's like, oh, maybe they're going to be good this season. Guess what? They're probably going to be dog shit, but, you know, it's fun to hope that they will be, they'll turn it around. So I just don't have faith in Sideshow at all. And I'm just thinking that there's going to be a lot of folks that are feeling burnt because I'm seeing a lot of pre-orders right now. And that just makes me sad to think that people are going to be potentially unhappy with Sideshow, who are continuing to increase the price, and they're becoming less competitive with the market because it's like drop your prices, focus on your quality, and you've got a winning strategy there. And it just doesn't seem like it connects with them. So maybe one of these days, but maybe the Raiders will win the Super Bowl this year too.
Charlie the Unicorn had a good point as well, because I was mentioning the price $290 for the David Lost Boys figure, but he did mention here that figure came with 2 head sculpts and they were pretty strong. Yeah. I didn't realize it had a second head, which is pretty sweet. Love head, but also I think with Beetlejuice 2 on the horizon, they also recognize that this is going to have some hype leading up into that film for sure. And with Michael Keaton making his return, this does give the ability to people to try and get a figure in their collection early. So I can see them putting that price up for that reason.
Let me ask the hard-hitting questions. Does this count towards the 206?
Oh my god!
I don't think so.
It does for me.
I think the rule was 206 Hot Toys, not
Hot Toys, specifically Hot Toys. 6 scale figures.
I was like 206. What?
I don't know.
I got you.
I'm not a true collector, so
I count third parties to my 206. So
yeah, me too. But everyone says I have 6 Hot Toys. I got like 25.
the half Iron Man, the Mark III that's hanging. I count that one.
Wow.
Do I still sound like
creative.
shit, or I sound
No,
a bit
you sound
better
much
now?
better. Thank
Good
you.
again.
Okay, I think I was just too far away from the mic. I got too animated there.
I'm so proud. You said you're so proud of Eddie. I'm so proud of Ben. As soon as it happened, I was like, And Ben was like, "Does Marco sound different?" I'm like, "Well, Ben. You know, Ben."
Dialed in.
How much was the Keaton Batman for the Flash movie?
I did that too. I tried to catch Ben on that one. I forgot what stream I was on, but that's like 300. I think it was like 305.
Let me look it up, Dean.
It was a good. It was a good try, Eddie.
There's a lot more stuff.
Valiant
to be
effort.
honest. While we're on Sideshow, oh sorry, go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
I was just saying, 12-inch
No, you're
boosters
good.
is $280 might be because of the licensing costs. So it's like, okay, well,
How big of a license is this compared to that?
yeah, Warner Bros. Is both DC and Beetlejuice. Keaton is both characters. I'm just curious to see what the price was on the Batman.
310, formerly 305.
305, okay. And you get a lot of stuff with that, or
A decent amount. I mean, a light up base. There's at least some more features than a book and a tape measure.
Well, it's,
Zach will be able to use that tape measure though. So.
wow, Ben, you can't. No, you can't make
how
that
dare
joke.
you, Ben? That's 3 inches in and out. Ben. How dare you?
It's
How
funny
dare
when
you.
we do it. It's just mean when you do it.
Wow.
Only
Yeah,
we
you can
can
just do
say-
it from up here, Ben. You're shitting. The jokes work like this on those kind of jokes.
I
Ben.
hate to see it.
Only we can say small dick with a hard K. All right, Ben? Keep it out
Yeah,
of your mouth.
Ben.
What did he say?
Oh
Oh
boy.
god.
Well, this
Individual little strands for the.
That clip is so underrated.
I love it so much. I love Justin, by the way. That's not out of spite for Justin. I just think it's a fucking hilarious clip.
Dude, it's the
The way
best
that he
reaction he
reacted.
could have given.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? And it's funny because he clearly didn't touch it. It just like fucking tumbled over. It's not like he bumped the case and, you know.
Well, we know that ours have problems standing up.
Jesus Christ. I've seen so many fucking posts this past like 2 weeks. I don't know what's happening. Also by Sideshow, we have the Pennywise. And I gotta say, these look very edited, these photos. And I don't know what edited photos look like, so I might just be like looking like an idiot, but I don't think there's any way that you open this box and this is staring at you. I can't believe it, but it's a Pennywise It from the original 2-part TV/movie special. The eyes look incredible. The teeth look incredible. I don't know what you call this. The gradient, I guess, from the darker gum to the lighter tooth looks incredible. Like, I refuse to believe the prototype looks like this until we see it like on a Sideshow where they're handling it. Like, this has potential to be huge. The Tim Curry It, huge. But I have huge reservations at the quality that you're gonna get, because this shit looks fucking incredible. But yeah, they teased this. I think we'll get more details this week. But what do you guys think? I don't know. Maybe Sideshow's turned a new leaf, boys.
Maybe they have. Maybe we're totally underestimating them, and they're ready to show 2024 some fucking bangers. Hit them with the 1-2 punch, you know. Which would be nice. I would love to be proven wrong, to be shut up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not against being proven wrong, right? In art, I was like, you know what? They fucking shut my fat ass up. Like, okay, you guys are doing it. So if Sideshow wants to fucking finally step into the ring and start competing toe to toe, I'm all for it. I mean, I don't love Sideshow, but I love their customer support. I like that they're fucking
Amazing support.
It's a hyperbole, but down the street, right? Like they're you know, hop, skip, and a jump away down in California. I don't have to fucking worry about shipping halfway across the fucking world from some guy. So if they want to start going toe to toe, I'm all for it. They're showing us some pretty good stuff. So like you said, Zach, once we see it in hand, we see this shit actually popping off. You know, until then, I still have to hold my reservations.
And Tim Curry's an absolute legend. Let's be honest. I think even if you're not a horror figure collector, this is certainly a super iconic role for him. It would be cool to see this paired up with even the new version of Pennywise, just to see the evolution of that character in films. I think that could be really cool. And like you said, Dean, and Zach, if it's as good of quality as this looks in the photos when it comes out, like it'll rival amazing likeness characters that we've seen over the last year. And you know, it could be a wonderful contender for likeness. You know, I'm thinking award show collecting weekly at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So I don't like clowns. I never really have. Ronald McDonald, I was always like, what the hell? Why do I want to get a burger from that horrifying place? And you know, I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of clowns, but I don't know if I'd want to collect them either. Except I do have several Joker figures and a Crow figure that have clown makeup. So maybe I could be convinced.
When I want a burger, I go to Timmy Hortons. No clowns over there.
No clowns at Timmy Hortons.
Wow. Just Ben. But, you know, just copy paste.
Wow. I deserve it.
Love you, Ben. That's what you get for questioning my sound, all right? No, just copy paste pretty much everything that I just said, right? Like, this looks cool. Like, the gradient on the teeth, like Zach talked about. I think there's so many things that you could get excited about, but they've really, really got to prove that they can live up to this quality before they start asking these pretty insane prices. I guess we'll see how much this one is. But yeah, I have no faith whatsoever.
I am skeptical, so yeah, we shall see. But it looks good. This is my version of it. Like, I kind of want it for nostalgia, but also I don't want horror figures, and this used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. So I don't want to be sleeping in the middle of the night and wake up and see this figure.
Eddie, if this figure comes out looking this good,
yeah, it might.
Is it a wait for in-art kind of thing, or is it like I think
that's what I'm saying? This shit looks incredible.
Incredible, it really does.
But people said the same thing about the Pennywise Hot Toys, and then in-art came out, and I honestly still think there was an improvement there, despite the Pennywise from Hot Toys not being any slouch. Let's be honest.
Well, be careful.
Yeah, there's levels to this
because apparently that Hot Toy in-art or Hot Toy Pennywise kicks the shit out of the in-art one, and enough to have live streams about you anyway. So.
Oh wow.
And just one last point on the sideshow.
Ben?
Someone made a live stream about me because I made some comments about how the in-art Pennywise looks better than the Hot Toy one.
Oh gosh. Put it in the
as simple as that. So I will just say though, not to keep going on about sideshow, but they communicate with us pretty regularly, right? And we were upset about the $5 thing. It's like they're communicating about the wrong shit all the time. It's like have a direct style where it's like your creators, your entire creative team, like, hey, here are the steps that we're taking to make sure that we're just the best quality 1/6, figures.
Yeah.
Like, here's how we're upping our game. Like, have a little sit down like that and talk to the community and, find out from us what's important. But it just, I don't know. There's just that disconnect there. So I'd like to see more from them.
They do a lot of cool videos when they're doing like a statue. And they're like, oh, we're going to take the sculpt over to the painter. And then they sit for like 30 minutes with the painter, and the painter
love those videos.
They're fucking fantastic. They're great videos. It's like, let's see something like that in the 6-scale arena.
Yeah,
like,
there you go, Dean.
Especially, because we got the Anakin and Obi-Wan, then the Yoda and the Ahsoka, and then they teased Cad Bane with those photos where Cad Bane was sitting in the background of the photo before they announced it. It's like, dude, have a fucking sit down with that artist. Clone Wars is huge right now. Like, you could have easily had a whole fucking video just on that, and you didn't do it. I don't know why, but Sideshow makes great like YouTube content, especially as somebody who's buys their products. It's like, I want to see more of this shit. Like, I think you're right, Marco. I think they missed the mark on the shit they choose to communicate, and it's like, bro, all you have to do is tell us all the cool shit you're working on.
Heck yeah. And you get everyone hyped and everyone back on your side. So there's a lot of buzz around these figures, and I'm hoping they deliver. But again, I'd like to hear more from them. I'd like to see more from them.
Christian says, in-art up the game of 1/6. Now it seems the game is catching up to in-art. Very good comment. Dean, we have some Elden Ring stuff. We have the Raging Wolf, which is coming in at $89 on AmiAmi, $130 from BBTS. This is releasing January of 2025.
Yeah, a little ways away, but they've been teasing this figure for like over a year now. So the fact that it's finally showing up as an actual solicitation, very cool. The Raging Wolf armor is kind of like the default tarnished. Yeah, in the game you play as they call you the tarnished. Although it's really weird because like this armor set is not, you don't just get this armor set, you have to go find it. So it's really weird. But anyway, it's like the default guy they always show. Super cool. I'm really excited to get it. Any Elden Ring figure they want to throw out, I've pre-ordered, so I pre-ordered this right away.
Excited for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we also got the go on.
Is this from the Erd Tree DLC, or is this just from the base game?
This is from the base game, but thank you for bringing that up because they released the trailer for the Shadow of the Erd Tree this week.
I forgot to watch that.
Oh my
I forgot to watch that.
dude.
Heck yeah.
Insane.
Okay, that's exciting.
Fucking
You want to pull it up?
sick. Yeah.
We should.
You want to save that for the our new segment?
Ooh, maybe.
Let's keep it here because we have also from the Shadow of the Erd Tree the helmet of Mesmer the Impaler as well. We can obviously bounce between both of these, but let me pull up the trailer as well.
I've been called the Impaler myself.
Wow.
Okay,
Holy shit.
of course you have.
It's getting a
Your
little
poor 80-year-old
braggadocious
neighbor.
there, Ben. You need to tell me that.
Hey, just trying to fill the void while you guys pulled all your shit out.
There we go. So we covered this a little bit on After Dark, but we can obviously watch it again
Pure
here.
and radiant, he wields love to strike.
And Dean,
clean
how many
the hearts
times
of men.
would you say you beat the game?
Oof. I mean, on my character, just enough to get a platinum, but on other people's characters, like helping them beat the game, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20
There
times.
is nothing more terrifying.
So you are hungry for some new content.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Elden Ring is just one of the most unhinged games I've ever played. Like,
Oh,
it's
it gets,
just
this trailer is
insane-
going to make you be like, what?
insane art style. What were you saying, Ben?
I was just gonna say, like, I took a look and I put 95 hours, I think it was, or 97 hours in with Dean, and like even still, I barely scratched the surface of the game and everything you can find and search for.
To be
It's
fair,
crazy.
30 hours was us trying to get the multiplayer to work.
You're not wrong.
A forsaken place.
Yeah, there was aspects of the game that I didn't love, like that multiplayer side, but it was beautiful otherwise, though. Really friggin' hard, though. Really, really hard.
So I'm trying to balance the audio levels.
Yeah, you're good. This is,
Wow, that looks cool.
Did they mention any streamlining to the multiplayer stuff, Dean? Like, is it going to be easier for you to join someone else's game? Or
I'm pretty that's going to be exactly the same.
that's the one that, I mean, if it wasn't for Dean, I don't think I would ever figure out how the hell you do multiplayer. It's like so convoluted. It's
I gotta be honest with
interesting,
you,
but
I don't know how I figured it out.
fucking wild, bro.
Here's that guy with the helmet we just saw.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There's the wolf armor right there. Some new spells, which is cool. A new martial art, which is crazy.
I presume you, too, are keen to know
An automatic bow, which is badass.
just what kind Mykola is doing here.
New battles, mounts, creatures. I'm so hyped, dude.
Bro, this game
Look
is
how
just so
creepy these
insane.
bosses
Yeah.
are.
Oh, what?
Did they say anything about George R.R. Martin's involvement in this DLC, or is he kind of, at this point, not really attached?
Did he make Elden Rings?
Yeah, he helped write it. I don't
Oh,
know
no
if he
shit.
did anything with this. If he did, it's probably just residual from the first bit.
Yeah, stuff maybe they didn't use.
Yeah, or or story that they knew they were going to use for the DLC. But yeah, he helped write Elden Ring. So yeah, again, this figure looks super cool. I can't wait to get it. It comes with the Moonlight Greatsword, which is in every FromSoft game.
Jesus Christ.
I have one right here from Demon Souls, and one of my characters.
Hey, Dean, I wonder if there's any people that turn into bears and kill your friends in the new DLC.
Dude, no shit. I legit thought about that. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to find out where those monsters are.
Dean was helping me play the game, and he's like, but, see that hill over there? Just go run up the hill. I think there's like an earth flower or something up there. You got to collect it. So we're here. You might as well just go. I'll just wait down here, and run back to me when you get it. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. And like, I'm like brand new. I'm like maybe like 6 hours in at this point. I run up this little grassy knoll hill and go and like say something to this dude that he tells me to talk to, and he turns into a bear and kills me. And Dean just laughed and laughed. And I was like, wow.
You know what's funny? I did that to every single person I taught how to play the game, and it's funny every time.
Literally me too. And then the classic Dean laugh where
I think I filmed doing it to Corey. I think it's on my Twitter. It's hilarious.
It was hilarious. I did shit my pants, but it was so funny.
Yeah, I'm so fucking stoked. Again, I can't wait for this figure. A year away, but I can wait. I'll have the DLC to keep me company. Comes out June?
Yeah, I think that's what we said on Wednesday. Let's see here. We have Get It or Not. That Wanda is tempting. I think that's the only thing that caught my eye this week.
Just the Elden Ring stuff, honestly. I like Wanda, but not enough to add her to the collection. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'd say Wanda for sure. I'm really leaning heavily towards getting her. It just came out so well. And then Batwoman. Yeah, two beautiful figures.
Yeah, Wanda was my pick for this week for sure. Hopefully she'll be on the way here anytime. Hopefully, cross fingers. Hopefully she has the same kind of turnaround speed as some of those folks that are getting the Darth Vader notice. That'd be sweet.
I think Beetlejuice is the only one.
Oh, Beetlejuice. Sorry. Yes, Beetlejuice as well. My bad. Sorry to interrupt you, Eddie.
You're good. That was the only one for me. I'm probably not getting Wanda. That version of her. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. We have a affiliate code with Collector Zone. They have some great customer service. They're doing some really cool stuff with the community, including StatueCon later this year. With our discount code, which is the letters CW, you get 15% off in-stock items and full pay pre-orders. Again, with code CW, they have a lot of cool stuff. They got statues, Hot Toys, Warhammer stuff, Iron Studio stuff. Pretty much have a lot of the stuff that we talk about on this show and all of our other shows. I believe they're even getting into Mythic Legions. I think they posted the other day that they had some of the exclusive... there's like a set of 4 exclusives that are coming out later this year that they have access to. So if you like any of that stuff, be sure to check them out. Use code CW and let them know that we sent you. Our topic for tonight is our favorites. This is from Sean Usby. He said, what are the best figures released lately, or what are the best ones in your collection, or a figure that you got and were meh on through posing our mods, but you love it now? And I think I'm going to go with the second question to answer first. For me, I hated this figure for... wrong one. There we go. It's the Reveltech Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man. I fucking hated this thing for like 2 hours. And I had to go through and tighten some joints. I had to go through and kind of understand how the Reveltech system works on a figure like this. It's one of those Spider-Man figures that looks terrible in a normal pose, but looks amazing in a dynamic pose, which is pretty opposite from a lot of the figures that I own. A lot of Spider-Man figures, they don't, like 80% of them look great in a normal pose, but can't really hit those classic, like comic, super exaggerated superhero poses. This one can do them all at the expense of looking like a fucking just weird human body in any pose that's just normal. But it is such a fun figure. I had been trying to get Eddie to buy it because I can't put it down. Like I think I take this figure and play with it, maybe an hour a day. It's just so fun to pose. Can basically hit almost any pose effortlessly. Excuse me. You can get it for a really good price. And I know that there's the 2.0, which is supposedly much better and actually does look pretty normal in like a standing up and down pose. And so that one I have on pre-order, and I can't wait to get it. But this is a really cool figure, definitely one of my favorites. And I think it's recency bias, but the one of my favorites in the collection at the moment has to be this Iron Man. Just the painting, the detail, the weathering, the sculpting. It's a bit of a shame that there's no diecast in it, and that some parts of the articulation are a bit less than what I was expecting. But I think overall, it's a really nice figure. It's certainly one that for years I had been told was a really good figure. I kind of never wanted to look into it. Now that I have it, I think it's just a really fun figure, and I'm basically telling all my friends to buy one because it's so fucking cool. Even though it is just a very quick blink and you miss it appearance in the movie. Sorry, Ben.
No, I have heard if you play with it for an hour a day or longer, you do go blind, and that does explain the glasses.
So my glasses,
honestly.
yeah.
Wow.
So.
I could see the damn lunar rover thing up there on the moon right now. It's all fucking tilted.
Really quickly, I do want to say I think we've got over 70 people in the chat. Let us know your favorite figures as well in the chat, or one that you were kind of iffy about and then you posed it up and you liked it a lot more. Dean, which ones you got?
What about you guys?
Honestly, I know I probably talk about it too much, but Game Toys Cloud is easily my favorite figure in my collection, both the regular version and the Advent Children version. Very pricey on the secondhand market if you didn't pre-order it. I think with the bike, I paid $650, and it's already way past that. I think you can find some retailers that might still have it, but they've kind of upped their prices. The regular Cloud, good luck. I think I saw one without his motorcycle today for like $1,000.
God damn.
I would not pay $1,000. I love Cloud, but not that much. But yeah, I can't gush over those figures enough. They're so well done for a third-party company. They're insane. And then a figure I've gotten recently that was very meh. I don't know if I'm very meh on stuff lately. Yeah, I don't know, because I guess the most recent like Hot Toys I got was the Mark 46, and again, I can't gush over that one enough either. It is literally the ultimate Iron Man in my collection. I love that thing, so I don't really post my Iron Man up a lot anyway, just because I'm afraid to scratch them and break the hinges and shit, because they're pretty delicate figures, so I'd have to think about that one a little bit more.
Yeah, for me, I think one of the better figures that I added to the collection recently was the RoboCop 3 version. The die cast, the paint job, all of it's beautiful. But I will say, when I first got it out of the box, I was like, okay, this is cool. Doesn't really like have a lot of presence to him, I felt. And then finally, when I got him posed up with, I'm a very gifted poser, but gave him a little head tilt, kind of had one of his guns out. And then the figure just completely came to life, and just I saw the personality in it. I'm like, okay,
I already
this
know
is
what it's gonna be.
what does that
I
do?
think I know what it is.
I didn't bury the lead unless it was.
I think I know which one it is. We'll see. If
I'm so confused right now.
Same.
So confused right now.
They don't call me Detective Dean for nothing, right?
Tell us, Dean. Tell us what it is, Dean.
All right, what is it?
I think he's talking about Deathstroke. Am I
Holy
wrong?
shit.
Well, he's currently
I don't
talking
know
about
what
RoboCop, but
Jesus Christ, Dean.
Maybe I glitched out there.
Oh, I said, are you talking about Deathstroke?
No, I'm talking about RoboCop.
Oh man,
I did think about.
But the joke
only
is, we
reason-
knew he was talking
He
about
said what he was
RoboCop.
talking about.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he really? Oh shit.
yeah.
Sorry.
It may have
I was-
glitched out. Maybe you missed that part.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
That was
I
cute,
was
Dean.
I was so
that was-
excited.
You were. That's why it was so
Well,
cute.
because he was so down on that figure, and then he, like I said, like he posed it up, and I was like, oh, it's actually pretty cool, man. He's like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that was actually another one that I was thinking about. So that's the Flash Toys Deathstroke as well. die-cast armor. So I guess really similar, Dean. And then I got him posed up. And I'm like, oh, this figure actually, this guy fucks. Like, it's a cool figure. So those are the two.
Are you
that I would
trying
say.
to? Is this a thing you're trying to make a thing? This fucks thing?
This guy fucks? I didn't know that I said it multiple times.
I've heard
You
I have a
said
very
Jose
simple mind.
fucked it earlier, and now you're saying.
Oh, there's a difference
Oh,
between
I'm like,
fucked it
okay.
in a bad way and then this guy fucks, which is from Silicon Valley. It's the
Fidel
the-
Castro fucks.
was
Dude.
it
He was doing the
Tres
fucking Euro
Comas?
step.
Oh my god.
1 mil per year, the only live stream they allow to curse in. Yeah, we kind of don't have a lot of rules here, so. Yeah, 1 mil per year says my mom opened something my friend gave me, telling me never to open him. It was Indiana Jones pointing a gun or something like that.
Oh, crazy.
Sorry about that.
Oh my.
Sorry, Marco. Was that all your takes, buddy?
No, it's all you. Thanks, Ben.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry, Marco, if I ruined your bit.
Also,
no,
I'm
you
happy.
didn't. You had me
I was
confused
so
as fuck.
excited.
Dude, honestly though, I'm kind of happy that you've fallen in love with the RoboCop a little bit more, because like when I got that figure, I had huge nostalgia for that movie and like the 80s films and stuff, and I was wanting a RoboCop for as long as I've collected Hot Toys, so I was super excited, and I thought you would feel the same. And then when you first got it, you're like, it's good, but like, and I was like, oh, what, like I wanted that excitement between the two of us, and like you didn't have it at first, so I'm excited that it's come back to life for you a little bit, buddy. But for me, I think some of the most impressive Hot Toys recently, to answer kind of that first part of the question, have actually been some of the last ones that we've seen here. I was really impressed with how Black Adam has come out for the likeness to Dwayne Johnson. I was really still impressed with how good the Darth Vader really looked.
Vader's dope.
Yeah, I mean, like there could have been a huge downgrade there, and I think that was well done. And then even this Wanda with this release announcement today. I'm so happy she's just as good, if not better, than what I was expecting. So for some of those recent ones, that's really highlighting, again, just how good Hot Toys is. One of the figures that I got recently in my collection, though, that I did kind of feel surprisingly mad on was Green Goblin on the glider.
Wow.
I was really excited to get that figure, like super excited. I had him pre-ordered and almost paid off at one point, and then I returned the money because I was like, I don't know if he's going to fit in my display. And then Tobey Maguire came up for a pre-order, and I got him. And I was like, even though it's an older Tobey, I think like for my kind of nostalgia of the original Raimi films, I'm going to pair obviously Tobey with Green Goblin, right? And I got the figure in unboxed it. The glider's amazing, but where I was kind of felt a little disappointed was like there is almost zero articulation in that figure. Even the picture on the box art has him like in the squat goblin pose. You would tear the ass out of that figure so fast if you tried to put him in that. Like, he can't do it.
And Ben would know about that.
But he can barely bend his knees. He can barely strut to the side. And so
barely? Why are
barely?
You saying that like that?
Did I say weird?
Is that a
Did I say
Canadian
weird?
thing?
Barely?
What did he say?
Barely? I was barely able to pose him. And so at first I wasn't loving it, and then I did put the batteries into the glider, got that lit up, found a pose with him up on the glider where I was able to get his arm up enough where it looks like he's kind of throwing his goblin bombs down, and I got enough of a knee bend and kind of strut out to the side that it looks now good on the glider. And now, after about a week, maybe 2 weeks of owning it, every time I come in the collection, it's catching my eye. Like, it's like, okay, that thing is actually really freaking cool. And so, and even like the detail, you can see his mouth under like the mesh in his mask. Like they actually sculpted it in there, which I thought was really impressive. And it's a beautiful figure. I was just, again, initially a little disappointed that I couldn't pose him the way I was envisioning. And then the last part to that was how high, like, I mean, I'm never, I'm a fan of getting high, but for this figure in particular, he's like 2 feet tall on his standard base. And so I had to reach out to Zach's Wonderland, and hopefully we'll get a shorter base so I can even just display him in my collection. So there was a couple of double whammies that happened that I was like initially blah on, but now I kind of love it. So that's the way she goes.
Beautiful.
So recently released figures, I've been talking about it for a while now, but the Buzz Lightyear is amazing. I love that figure so much, dude. It looks so cool. Even
Your
next
photos are
to
sick.
he's He's pretty freaking big for a figure. You can't see it because my light blows it out. He's right there, standing next to other 6 scale. He's like an inch and a half above other 6 scale figures. So he's big, he's bulky, he has a presence, and with the wings out, it's even cooler. And so I have a lot of fun with that figure. I had a lot of fun taking pictures of it, and also the Logan. I know the Logan isn't super new, but I feel like in this community, like sometimes if it's not like brand new, we forget about it. And like Logan, he's pretty new. He's a couple months release, so
yeah,
that one is really cool. I think that's gonna be the next one I pull out of the case and take pictures on for Instagram, because I love the way that figure came out.
You had a really good pose too with the.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to change the pose once I get a good pose, but I'm gonna take pictures of it anyway. So I'll probably do that soon. And then as far as a meh figure, I think everybody talks about it, but the Batman Begins Batman, it's pretty meh when you get it in like just stock from Hot Toys, but I'm pretty sure once I add everything to it, it's going to be freaking amazing. Probably my favorite Batman that I have in the collection, because even with a custom cape that I put on it already upgraded it, and I've seen the OT custom heads that I have on pre-order, and I can't wait to get that because I'm just going to take it to the next level, and I plan on trying again to paint the gauntlets just so they're shiny. Like just put a gloss coat over it so they're shinier, so it stands out from the matte of the figure. And once all that's done, dude, it's a pretty sick figure. And yeah, a lot of that adds a lot to the figure money-wise. It almost doubles it. So
yeah. Rust-Oleum makes a really good gloss aerosol. Really, really good gloss.
Can I get it? Where can I get it?
Walmart, Home Depot, Target, or not? I'm sorry, not Target. Lowe's.
Okay,
Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot.
You have to message me the name so I know.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, because I tried to use.
You just have to.
I use another gloss, but also, it was windy when I painted it outside, and it got a lot of like graininess in the gloss, I think, and I was like,
I think it's from it when it dries, like on the way to the, like between the can and the thing. Yeah. You gotta watch out for that.
It was a deterrent for me though, your experience with that figure, Eddie, because like I almost bought that figure for myself at Christmas, and then I reached out to you to kind of be like, how much did you pay or have to pay to customize it and upgrade it and everything? And for me, like conversion to dollar, like conversion even just to Canadian fund money, like was shocking.
The OT head alone is the cost of the figure.
Yeah, like I
damn, I need to get into the head sculpt business.
I've been trying to tell you, bro. I've been trying to
$300 for this zombie Iron Man.
What the
wow.
Friends and family, no notes.
It doesn't get more personal
price
than
is not
this,
today's
guys.
price.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Eclectic says Buzz Lightyear might as well collect My Little Ponies. I actually bought I think it was a Care Bear the other day. It was at Five Below. It was like the world's smallest version. It was so cute. I was like, I'm gonna buy this and put it on my son's little shelf. It was a cute little thing. Let's see here. What else do we have? Is that all we got here for the Sean called it the positivity segment, which I liked.
I got a bone to pick with Useby though. Positivity,
with me.
we know negativity sells. Why are you trying to put us on I had all these like negative topics, most overrated.
We're gonna do Marco's negative topics.
He's positive until you disagree with him.
And I'm gonna tease you. I'm gonna tease you.
You say one bad thing about Ahsoka, and he's gonna
exactly.
Let me do this. I had one fight with my optometrist, and all of a sudden he hates me. We'll talk about that tomorrow because there's more drama. Next week, to tease you guys, we're gonna do Marco's idea for the show. It's gonna be the overrated figures. We're gonna expand on the ones that me and Marco gave, and you guys can give some of your overrated hot takes. So
cool.
Negativity sells. So I expect to see like 1 billion people in the chat next week.
Absolutely.
Let's push on here. Dean, you have done a thing.
I did a thing. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I did a thing for the show.
Right now.
How long's it been?
I'm not doing anything right now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls.
I was scratching my balls a second ago. But
I'm sure she doesn't look like
the same thing.
Damn.
Wow.
Show us.
I do have a date on Sunday.
Really?
Wow.
Well, time out. Tell us about this date.
Should have been the cold open.
It's the same girl you guys met at the.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Nice.
What the heck? What's wrong with that?
I
What's
liked
wrong
her.
with a little longevity?
She
A
was
little
great
longevity. You
until-
guys go like 6 months without talking, and then it's like, oh, I'm going on a date with her. I'm like,
That's the relationship that Dean needs. He doesn't want someone that's too clingy. Like,
Dean's
don't
like, I'm
message
trying to
me
get
every
1,000
month.
hours in Elden Ring, girl.
Dude, my social battery is only full for so long, and then I just need to.
I know you take
play
one
Helldivers
extra ammo.
with my friend.
You get one extra ammo container from Dean, and it's like you've never fucking done anything nice for him in your entire life.
Okay, you know what, dude? I quit the
My-
This show's fucking.
Wow. I will say my dad's best friend, may he rest in peace, used to live in a different house than his wife, and they would just get together on the weekends.
That sounds
And
like
that was
the
such a-
perfect fucking setup.
Gigi said the same thing. She was like, that sounds fucking terrific. How do we sign up for that?
How do they afford 2 houses? What the hell?
Yeah, a retired police officer. He was balling.
That sounds awesome.
Wow.
That sounds ideal. I like my own
Anyways,
space.
Dean, tell us what you drew. Marco, tell us what this is.
Yeah. So Marco, tell us what this is, and then.
Yeah, so we have some stuff that always ends up in our show sheet chat or that we incorporate into the show that kind of doesn't really fall with the normal 1/6 or collecting stuff. And so we kind of were talking about, why don't we just do like a junk drawer? Everyone's got a junk drawer in your house where there's some useful shit in there, but you just kind of throw it in and you open it up and you don't really know what's in there some of the time. So yeah, we kind of talk about things that we can just throw into the junk drawer throughout the week that maybe we're passionate about, and then we can talk about it here on the show. That again, it sits outside of the normal collecting stuff that we normally would talk about.
Yeah.
Basically, everything I don't want to talk about, they put into a segment, and that's what we're just talking
Rolled
about.
by this.
It's called Eddie's Got to Go
but
Early
that's the
Tonight.
nice thing is you can put something in the junk drawer too, Eddie.
That would involve effort. So
No, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure chewing on
backfired.
used condoms will be a topic you could talk about eventually.
Jesus.
Very, very coneheads of you.
I'm sorry. I had
You
to
swore.
throw.
You swore you would never say anything.
Yeah, so I drew this. I drew this little thing. It's a good sticker idea too.
I love this, Dean. This is
Little junk
perfect.
drawer. It's got, like sometimes you have the drawers that are just like shoved in. They're not on a rail, so they scrape, and you have to fight the fucking drawer to get it out every time. So it's all scraped up on the sides, and then
This is the drawer that Ben keeps all his Star Trek figures in.
Wow. Wow. I thought I was going to say you're My Little Ponies, but that's okay.
that's for being as recent as it is. That is a deep cut. It was like 3 minutes ago. But yeah, anyway, it's got our initials carved in the drawer too, down there at the corner. So
If you guys want this as a sticker, let us know, because I'm fighting for my fucking life trying to get a sticker designs for next cycle.
Well, you know what? I'll call it. We're gonna make this a sticker, guys.
Okay, Dean said we're gonna. That means we have to do it at least more than once. So, we have some topics. So let's start here. The Dune popcorn bucket in action. We have video on the scene.
I'm gonna get as big of a thing. as I
get
can.
a real big one.
That's all that comes out.
Bro, that is the worst design thing I've ever seen. It knocks half the popcorn out on the way out.
Why does it do that? Let's see here. The guy on TikTok, or what is this, Twitter, said this might be the shittiest movie tie-in item I've ever used in my life. Viscerally unpleasant experience trying to grab your popcorn, and the hole is so tight that you will attempt to pull multiple kernels out, only for the tendrils to viciously knock them out of your fingers.
That sounds like a
Dude.
feature, not a bug, for the whole being tight. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
meant to pace your popcorn bucket.
Oh, and then hang on, sorry, the video loaded as well. So it's so tight that it takes the whole.
Hole's too small.
I was about to say, that's a normal sized guy. My fucking bare fist is not gonna fit in there, dude.
Gives a whole new meaning to the popcorn trick. I will be buying 3 of these. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Jose,
Oh, they saw Advent Children in theaters. Look at that.
I think Jose G bought one.
Of course he did.
That's
He's the collector.
They went to see Final Fantasy VII the movie. What a bunch of guys! Shout
Bro,
out to
you almost-
Fluff.
He almost comment has me dying.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. This would be when you're in the theater and you get that first few of those silicone tendrils on your greasy popcorn fingers.
Oh, this making me have an organism in my trousers.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
I fucking hate that clip.
That guy is
Hate it.
wild.
That's gross.
I love to see it. Not an orgasm, it's an organism. Let's see here. The Acolyte, June 5th on Disney Plus. Are we excited for this? Are we not excited for this? I'd say, Disney Plus hit or miss for me on the Star Wars shows.
This is for all the Andor fans, probably.
Jesus.
Exactly, good content. No, but this is what they need to be doing, though, right? Like, go High Republic, get out of the normal space that we're always in. Like, show us some new characters. I think this is exactly what they need to do to get back on track.
Can someone give me a brief, very brief description of what the Acolyte is?
Yeah, before I do that.
Do your homework.
Wow.
It is. It's a part of the Star Wars franchise set at the end of the High Republic era before the events of the main Star Wars films. I believe this is like thousands of years before, if I'm not mistaken. So, I'm sorry, approximately 100 years before Episode 1, rather.
Yeah, so we're gonna see fucking Yoda, and they're gonna fucking run his character into the ground too.
So Zach, I think you were referring to Old Republic, right? Which is like 2,000 years, and then
High Republic's
a little
That's
bit more,
correct.
a little sooner. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
For you, Marco, I give you this.
Hell yeah.
I'll watch it eventually. I'm not gonna be sitting there every fucking Wednesday night waiting for it to turn midnight so I can watch it. You know what I mean?
After Dark, they might demand it.
If they demand it on After Dark, I'll watch it, but they gotta ask real nice. I mean, real nice, guys. You gotta be really nice to me. Send me nice messages.
Don't be bad, man.
Be like, bad man.
Yomo gifted a Collecting Weekly membership. Shout out to Yomo.
Wow.
What a guy.
Sorry if my mic is bouncing around on the show. I sheared the boom arm off the weld. I don't know how that happened.
God. How'd you do that?
3 years of my fat ass leaning on this thing. I just sheared the weld.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I like Star Wars anymore, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me either.
I just, it's just been fucking run into the ground so many times. I'm just like, do I really even give a shit anymore?
Take it back, Yomo.
Like,
Eclectic Collector got the free membership. Congratulations, bud.
nice. Way to go, bud. You deserve it, I think. Yeah, am I the only one who feels? Well, Eddie feels that way, but what about you
Oh, I
guys?
don't really. Yeah, I could go either way.
I haven't even
I
watched Bad Batch yet.
Oh, me
Yeah,
either.
I
I
don't-
totally forgot that was on.
Yeah.
Uncultured swine. You hate to see it.
Ben, what
Okay,
about
Ben,
you?
you haven't seen the Clone
You said
Wars.
you weren't even going to watch that show.
What? Which one?
You were
Bad
the
Batch.
Yeah, you're the guy that
That's
was
true.
the one.
I
that
did
shot
watch
it
the
down,
first
so-
scene of. I did watch the first season of Bad Batch, and I couldn't get into the second. But I
That's
was
why we're
not.
doing junk drawer instead.
I know. I was.
Yeah, Ben.
I was. Sorry, I hate to see it. I was not excited for Andor though, and then I was one of the people that did really enjoy Andor. So
I liked it.
I actually.
I like that.
I don't. I wouldn't say that I have hope, but I wouldn't say that I don't feel excited either. Like, if this ends up being awesome, heck yeah, better, more Star Wars content to watch. I'm okay with that. I just hope that it's good, so that we don't have to hear everybody say how bad it is all the time, because it's like it sucks the roller coaster that Star Wars has been on for so long. And I don't want Eddie to get mad on my show anymore. Let's get nuts. It's supposed to be fun, not angry. You know what I mean? I hate to see it. It's a tough nut.
Yeah, it's tough because things are so divisive now. Like Andor, which I really loved. Obviously, Eddie did not, but he hasn't also seen it. So
Most people didn't. Actually, I think it was just Ben and Marco that liked it. So.
yeah, but it was still incredible, right? So I think that the same thing with Marvel and with Star Wars. They were putting out way too much content. Now that there's a little bit more room to breathe, maybe partially because of the writer's strike, partially because they're just kind of paring back the content. Just like my dad's best friend and his wife that lived apart, give each other some time to miss each other, and then hopefully you come together for a very special weekend or a show like The Acolyte. So I think there's a lot riding on this one, and if it's really good, then hopefully folks will be back on the train. But it's hard to say what's good these days because people liked Ahsoka and I didn't either. So Andor, Ahsoka, there's just different tones.
Thought you were gonna say just like my dad. It's been disappointing.
That's what I thought he was gonna say too.
Oh man! Shout out to Papa G. You can never disappoint.
There you go.
Wow. What a sweet sentiment.
Shout out to Papa Ox. Same thing.
Wish I had a dad.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Dean, do
I
you
am
have
your
anything?
father.
Oh yeah, no, my dad went out for
No,
milk.
not about your dad.
Oh,
Holy shit!
no, shout out.
I
My
can't
dad's
believe I
awesome.
got fucking Ben with the eye ladies at the beginning of the show.
God,
That was good. That was so good. And you have to wonder, Star Wars Battlefront, the classic collection, coming to PS5, PS4, I believe Xbox as well, March 14th. You have to wonder if that's in response to Helldivers being so successful. A lot of people said that Helldivers was the spiritual successor to Battlefront and Battlefront 2. So seeing these sort of being readapted for the modern age, as it were. I believe there's also new characters that they've added, so wonder how much of that is in response to the success of Helldivers, but it's coming soon. And it's still a fucking really good game, honestly.
Yeah, Battlefronts were really fun. I mean, even the most recent one was really fun, except when they made you play in the fucking sequel trilogy era shit. It was really fun. It totally took the wind out of your sails. You're like, oh fuck, like I guess
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, so it's like at least return to
fly
the
now?
old shit. Back when Star Wars was cool, because obviously new stuff doesn't sell, so they're like, fuck it, let's try this, I guess. So yeah, this will be cool. The original Battlefront 2 was like peak Star Wars gaming. So to have them both coming back, and I don't even know if they've what do they call that when they update the textures?
Upres
Yeah,
it.
it didn't seem like they were.
Yeah, upscaled it. Yeah, I don't think it's upscaled at all. I think it's literally just what
straight
the games look like.
Yeah, but they did add new characters. Let me find the list.
There was clones in the original Battlefront?
No, this is Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I want to play if there's clones. If you can play as
Battlefront
clones.
2
that's
Yeah,
is
Battlefront
crazy.
2
Well,
is
no,
like,
Battlefront 2 you can. The whole campaign is clone.
There are
it-
battles that
okay,
start on
the
the ground
campaign-
and
You guys
end
never
up in the
told me
air.
this.
Yes, Battlefront 2 is fucking insane because the campaign starts on Geonosis when when the clones first come in, and it ends like I think when the Death Star gets destroyed, the second one. And you're
Dang.
playing as the 501st throughout like all the major, basically every battle in Star Wars. It's fucking awesome. Now, I will say I played the campaign recently. Perhaps doesn't hold up as well as I remember, but it's still pretty fucking good. So,
I need
that
to
is
get a
that.
PS5 now.
But apparently they said that
it's on PS4.
I gave away my PS4.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus, he gave it away.
Stop giving shit away, Eddie.
Well,
Wow.
that's what happens when you have siblings. So.
Damn.
To be fair, I'm the baby, so I always get the free shit.
You
That's fair.
piece. Oh shit.
So Zach, back to your question about is this in response to Helldivers? I think it's just a coincidence, but I know that PlayStation has been putting an emphasis on these multiplayer games, on these live service games. So I think it's kind of a part and parcel to their entire effort, right? And so that's kind of interesting. I'm not a big multiplayer fan, but these type of multiplayers that get everyone excited, that seems to have like I don't know, it's just more interesting than the Call of Duty type of stuff that I'm so sick of now. I think this is the right emphasis here. And I will say it looks like Disney is kind of going back and remastering. They did Dark Forces. They did this one, but instead of trying to do like a brand new remake like they tried to do with the Knights of the Old Republic that didn't really come to fruition, they're just like, okay, we're going to upgrade the resolution. We're going to upgrade some of the textures, but it's going to look really true to like what Dean said. It's going to kind of look like what you remember, but just a nicer version of that. So I think it's a really smart strategy. And yeah, I will definitely get this. This is going to be a fun collection.
I had that experience with Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, like the pod racing game. Yes. Man, I loved that game when I was younger, and then I just recently downloaded it on my PS5 again, and I so much fun still, dude. It's still so
yeah.
so much fun, and it's so fast, which is one of my favorite parts. But that and Rogue Squadron, I really hope that they give us again. I don't know if you guys remember Rogue Squadron, but that was an epically good game.
Incredible game. You could still download it on Xbox.
Oh, can you? Nice.
You could still buy it.
I still have
the Switch.
I have the N64 cartridge for it, but I don't know if I've seen it on the Switch. I guess I should look that up.
Sorry,
it's
Ben,
on like
you
the
know,
premium where you have to pay the Switch membership, I guess.
I think you're right on that,
Almost
Zach. And I wasn't thinking of Rogue Squadron. I was thinking of what was the one where you're playing as clones?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I'll look it up. Give me a sec. But
Battlefront?
fake news.
Oh no, you're talking about with Delta Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one is I think on all platforms as well. Republic Commando.
Yeah,
there
Republic
you go.
Commando.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That's a badass game. Dude.
That game is pretty dope, honestly.
Fucking with the big ass Wookiees coming at you.
Oh, so sick.
That game also didn't hold up super great though. I played it recently and I was like, eh.
It's tough because I mean,
I think that's a testament to how good games have gotten.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I think there are games that are timeless. I think.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you know,
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Like Reach, Halo 2 really fucking, they still fucking slap. ODST. But there's some games that just, Pokemon Red,
you strip out some of the,
or much less good than I remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ben just said Ocarina of Time, but I guarantee you, if you ported Ocarina of Time into the new Zelda engine, right, it's going to be a way better game with all the modern features. But we have so much nostalgia attached to the OGs.
What was that one Zelda game that got remade recently? It was the Link's Awakening. With all the fresh coat of paint, man, that game is beautiful. But the original is still very good.
Link's Awakening was always my favorite. I love that game.
Dude, I like when you get flip. That's fun. Let's see. Moving on Junk Drawer. God, this is, I hate this so much. Two suit pack for Spider-Man 2, March 7th for $4.99. You get the Fresh and Fly suit pack, the Fly suit for Peter, the Fresh suit for Miles, 10 photo mode stickers, and 2 photo mode frames. Now, I'm going to ask a very stupid question because I've never played these games, but do the suits, are they purely cosmetic or do they have in-game benefits as well?
For the first game, there were some abilities that were tied to certain suits, but then you can kind of mix and match. For the second game, I don't think.
Like the DLC suits, I guess. Like the ones.
Yeah, I think they're purely cosmetic.
I hate that.
I don't think there's any. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate the way they look too, but I hate that they're just purely cosmetic.
These are horrendous.
Yeah,
let's not imagine Marco dresses up at the gym.
Wow. This is
Holy
like a
shit.
late 80s, early 90s fever dream.
It
It's
looks
like the
the
carpet of a
arcade
bowling.
carpet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Take me home tonight. That's what I always hear when I see
that
this.
song.
That's a great
But
song.
$5 for these? No way. No chance.
No chance.
I mean, $5 for 2 outfits and some photo mode stuff. I don't really know anything about the photo mode stuff, but I
pretty
mean,
good.
Fortnite skins are more expensive.
Yeah.
than that. For one.
Way more. Yeah.
Are they purely cosmetic as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. Then, but Fortnite's free to play though, right?
Yeah, Fortnite
Yeah.
is free to play.
So I think that's kind of where I draw the line though, because this is what, a $70 game for the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
See, Helldivers is $40, and I think a full suit in the store, I think it's like $2.50, but it has in-game benefits. Like every suit has different statistics and different abilities.
You don't have to spend actual money. You could just grind.
You can play to earn or buy it as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and it's also a $40 game.
Right, you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, $5 to me, it's not the worst, but like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I just wish they looked cooler.
Yeah, if they came out with some pretty iconic suits, I guess it's a lose-lose though, right? Just like we were talking about with the detonator. It's like if they locked some really dope suits behind a paywall, people are upset. If they, give you kind of mid suits behind a paywall, people are still upset. So
let's we're almost at the end here. Let's just bounce through this quickly. The Kang Dynasty, the fifth Avengers movie. The fifth Avengers movie will no longer be titled The Kang Dynasty. Sources say that even before Jonathan Majors' conviction, Marvel was making moves to minimize the character after Quantum Manium underperformed. That feels like a justification after everything that's happened.
Yeah.
I don't love it because the question is like, was this done not necessarily before the conviction, but when he was charged or before he was charged? I think that's really the bigger issue. I think the conviction, kind of the cherry on top, but yeah, a lot of people are saying perhaps Doctor Doom might show up. Other big villains that have been people have been guessing. So
yeah, I don't know, because I'm kind of with you. My initial gut reaction, but also if you watch the Loki show,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
that kind of makes sense because, man, they fucking really pull the reins on that character. It was almost like shocking. I was like, oh, that's a weird choice that they're doing. So that kind of makes sense. If you haven't watched it, I don't really know what else to tell you. I don't besides spoiling the shit out of it.
You can spoil it.
But you gotta also think these things take years in planning and filming and editing, and so it's like it might line up with the initial conviction or the initial charge, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dean, where they kind of left the show a bit open-ended, so I think they've got some wiggle room there. What were you going to say, Zach?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I don't know that we've seen the end of Kang, though. I think that they will recast if somehow the contracts allow for that. But I just don't think we're going to see Kang Dynasty or like Kang headlining anything, but I could see Kang is still involved in the plot and being kind of a big bad. But yeah, it's definitely put them in a weird situation when they're trying to dig out of a hole. So very interested to see how this all breaks out.
Did anybody on the panel or in the chat let us know, guys? Did anybody pre-order this Kang figure from 1/6?
I did not.
1/6 figure.
I did, yeah.
You did, eh? I did.
I'm still excited for it. I think it's going to be an awesome piece, to be honest.
Same. Yeah, same. It did look really, really good. No, I am with you, Dean. Just after the end of season 2, Loki there, I do think that they were moving in that direction anyways. I think the lukewarm reception to this character just overall kind of showed that it wasn't going to drive like they thought it would. So I'm excited for kind of the shift and to see what comes next.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have just a few more things. The Nike Dunk Low Joker's releasing this spring. What are all those words? What do they mean, Marco? Nike Dunk Low?
What are all so the dunk is the type of shoe, the type of Nike, and the low is just a low top.
The low cut?
Yeah, the low cut.
Oh, I see.
So
interesting.
I think these look sick. Marco was hating on them.
They look pretty fucking cool, honestly.
And
they don't
I
even
love the
really
Dark
look
Knight.
like Joker shoes. They just look like you'd find this on the shelf. Like
that's my problem, right? It's like there's no branding on here. It's just like it looks like a repurposed Easter shoe, in my opinion. It's like it just doesn't feel Joker to me, but it's a cool concept at the very least.
Yeah, the purple and the green aren't deep enough. Even if it's not a Ledger Joker, like just the Joker in general, those are not vibrant enough greens or purples.
Yeah.
I think this says they look used.
They do.
I think that's
the
point,
look, though. That's the look, the distressed look.
Oh,
You get shoes that go for like Balenciaga for thousands of dollars that look like they were returned to New Balances. So
I got some nasty sneakers. I'm selling them for $600. They've been mowed the yard in. I'm calling them the dunk mids.
Looked dirty though. These ones just looked faded and worn. Those ones looked like someone wore those shoes.
These are the Nike Fresh Cut Grass lows.
That's right.
The ox cut lows, bro.
Is this something? Was that something you were chasing, Marco? Were you chasing
No, not at all. I just saw it pop up and thought it was really interesting because I've been keeping an eye on shoes a bit more. But again, if it's the Joker, like give us his scars somewhere, or like even on the back or on the tongue.
I thought
something
at the toe. Yeah, right at. I was thinking like right kind of here.
Does it not have haha on the laces? What's the red on the laces?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't see that possibly, but
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not my favorite, but it is my least favorite.
There we go. The Boys, we have a new season. Oh, did I not put in that other thing? God damn. That's okay. We don't have to talk about it today. The Boys, the new season is premiering June 13th. Very excited for that. I still haven't seen Gen V, but I got a little bit of homework to do before then. But I cannot fucking wait for The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys is fucking tight. I like this show way more than I thought I was going to. Yeah, season. Is this season 3 or season 4?
I think it's season
four.
Going into four, yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whichever one was the last season with
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. It wasn't the best, but I also didn't hate it. I think I was more hyped for Soldier Boy than like he delivered. I was like, this character kind of sucks, which isn't the fault of Jensen Ackles because I really like Jensen Ackles. I just didn't like the character.
Moments, though.
It did.
Like when they had Homelander pinned, I was like, oh my god, it's awesome.
Pretty wild. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes because it's taken a huge branch from the comics, so it's kind of its own thing at this point.
It is.
Yeah,
This show is losing me.
Is it?
It's been losing me since season 2.
Thanks.
I only liked the last 3 episodes of season 2, and season 3 was like worse than that. It was mid. I don't think that they're doing a good job of connecting the stories at the end. Like it kind of feels, well, in the best way to phrase it is like what Ben says that I always say, a nothing burger. I feel like that's more Dean's thing, but it feels like a nothing burger to me.
You guys are rubbing off on each other in weird ways backstage.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
What we
You
do in
swore
our
you
free
wouldn't
time
say
is-
anything again.
Yeah, I think it's almost like every time I was trying to justify like the Star Wars movies in my head, I'm like, oh, it'll make sense when they're done. It'll make sense when they're done. They'll tie it up eventually. Unfortunately, in that instance, they didn't. They just.
I loved season 1 of this show, and I did really like what happened at the end of season 2. But yeah, it's I could say I'm not super excited to see it keep going. Like it kind of feels like they're finding ways to keep it going.
I saw today, and I can't confirm. I was trying to find the post to see if it was a legitimate source, but I thought I saw today that season 5 has already been greenlit before season 4 has even started. So it doesn't sound like it's going to stop anytime soon, either. But maybe that also means that they've got a good story plan for season 4 that'll roll into that excitement and hype for a 5th. So we'll see. I just want to collect some figures, honestly, from this show, and I don't want to do it from Star Ace. So.
Zach, you still have that third party one, or you moved on?
I still have it. The one with, what is it, 5 heads or 4 heads? 5 heads? Yeah.
If you decide to sell it, Zach, hit me up.
You got it, dude.
So you would buy this Mia Khalifa figure?
That was good.
Dude,
That was
I
good.
love me
She
some Mia
wishes.
Khalifa.
by
She's
the
a
way.
babe in this movie. What's her name?
Don't care.
Don't care.
For Marco,
She was
she's so
blowing
pretty,
up
she's
heads.
ugly. So
I think it's Rainer, if I'm not mistaken.
She's not conventionally beautiful, but she is very attractive.
Okay, that's enough.
She's so ugly.
She's
good looking? Is that
beautiful.
what
I
you're saying?
can't not
Yeah,
believe you said
it's
that
true.
about Ana de Armas.
It is.
Last but certainly not least, True Detectives renewed for season 5 with Issa Lopez.
Nice.
I
Bro, I'll
thought
be
what's her
honest.
face retired from movies. Oh, I guess
It
not a
might not
movie
be-
show, but
What's her
It
name?
might
Joan
not be a
Foster?
continuation of
Jodie
this.
Foster.
Though,
Yeah,
'cause
Jodie
every
Foster.
season, every
Yeah.
season is standalone, so it might not be a
Right.
continuation of this particular story. So Jodie might not be in it.
yeah, but like years ago, she retired from acting, and she got like an award for it.
Oh, I see.
I remember watching it live because my mom was a huge Jodie Foster fan, and she got some Lifetime Achievement Award, and she was retiring, and I was like, oh, that sucks. I like Jodie Foster. Either way, cool to see her, but yeah, I've heard that about True Detective. Each season's its own thing, which is cool. You can pick it up whenever. I haven't personally got into True Detective, but what does it stream on?
HBO or Max?
I don't know if I have Max anymore. Oh, I don't. Fuck.
Damn it.
I liked the first season with Matthew McConaughey and Harris. What the heck is his name now?
Woody
Oh my
Harrelson.
God. Woody Harrelson. Thank you, Ed Harris. Jeez,
Woody
totally
Harrelson?
different person.
It's like
And,
that's what I like about murders.
I forget what the
Get
girl's
older
name was
and the
too. She was
victims
awesome.
Stay the same
Oh my
age.
god.
Oh,
I never. What's the girl's
Daddario.
name?
Alexandra
Man,
Daddario.
she's beautiful.
Oh,
She's
Alexander
she's a crap.
Daddario.
Bro.
She's in the first season, Dean, and if you haven't seen it, you must see it. Just saying, no spoilers. But
Titties?
I have. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for you.
One titty. Okay, that's enough.
But I haven't seen any of the other seasons. I haven't seen any of them. So let us know, guys, if or let me know at least if it's worth trying to see the second, third, and fourth, because I've heard good things about this most recent one at least.
Season 1 must see. Season 3 very good as well.
Okay.
Season 4 started incredibly, did not end incredibly in my opinion. So interesting that they're bringing the same showrunner back. She's a Mexican woman, which is awesome. Like, I'm excited for that. I think she had like a really cool vision, but it didn't come together like season 1. So yeah, it's cool news that they're bringing her back for some continuity. But last thing I will say, there's been a lot of controversy because the guy who created it, he did season 1 and 2, and I think maybe even 3, was bashing this show online. So it's interesting that he created it, HBO has carried it through, and he was kind of talking shit about this particular season. So a very, very divided fan base.
It's like George Lucas with Star Wars.
Kind of like that, honestly.
There you go. That concludes Junk Drawer. Dean, we have some Patreonies that we want to thank for keeping the show going.
Yeah, I'll give a quick shout out to Ian Stevie, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Luddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Old Fern, Caesar Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomansky, Victor Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Tukathri Watt, Derek B., Arias Portillo, Alvin J., Arelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Mitznars, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. We've won a bunch of sweet angels. We've also been playing a lot of games with a lot of these angels.
Yeah, if you want to play Helldivers 2 with us, join the Patreon and you get to do that. Let's see here. Sam says, throwing this out there again. Kevin sticker on Dean's lap and a standalone Kevin sticker. Could we do 2 Kevin stickers? A lot of stickers for one dog. Let's see here. January, February, these, I just got them in hand yesterday. They should be going out this week or early next week. It's the Collector of the Year sticker and the Mind Flayers web sticker, our Baldur's Gate campaign. Next cycle was going to be a Junk Drawer sticker is what Dean's telling me, and maybe a Helldivers, Oxdivers sticker design as well. Patreon starts at $5 for the digital tier, $7.50 for the Sweet Angel tier. We have $15 for the Certified Crispy and $25 for the What a Guy tier. What a Guy gets you a Pog Deluxe set and doubles all the stickers we send and all the benefits of the previous tiers. Looking at our YouTube channel members, we have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hansen, Big O Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Care Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LV Avenger, 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Clitoris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMF Jurek, 16-Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S-Beam, Sam Gist, Scarn Lords, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. You can become a YouTube channel member by joining on our join page. It's 99 cents if you're in Patreon, or $2.99 if you're not. You get loyalty badges, chat emojis, and member shoutouts. We also have TeePublic if you guys want to support us that way. Get some CW swag, and a lot of these are done by Dean, Manny, or myself. And looking at the network, we have OFAC, monthly Small Talk every other Thursday, Question of the Week every Sunday, CW every Tuesday, After Dark every Wednesday, Mind Flayers Web. Believe we're playing again this Saturday. We've also been playing Helldivers 2 on Ox Plays. And of course, Fridays, we have Just Another Friday Night with Chuck and Adam. I believe this week should be live. I think they took February off to do, I guess, like backlog stuff. But I believe this week should be live. So if you are into that, they'll be live on Friday, hopefully. But do you guys have any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to Marco for the junk drawer idea. Last week after the show, I mean, he was asking us some good questions as to like how we could spice things up, keep it fresh for people, keep people engaged in the chat, keep us engaged on the panel. And I thought it was a fun idea. And then shout out to Dean for coming up with the drawing so quick. So good job, guys. That was a fun segment. I enjoyed it.
There you go.
Appreciate you, Ben. Yes, shout out to Dean definitely for the sticker concept, and to Zach as well for being just a really solid leader. I was a little rough on him recently, but he's always putting in a lot of work to make the show great, and is always open to constructive feedback. So appreciate that about him.
That's not true.
I thrive on it.
Wow.
Dean called me a dirty liberal yesterday, but
minus when
that's not what I said.
Holy shit!
Then I think
I think you might have said filthy
disgusting liberal. So
you said you got that filthy liberal logic.
Wow.
Did not.
You dirty little liberal.
You said it's all about the what about me-isms. Hurt my
Sounded
feelings.
sexual.
Cut me deep, Dean. Cut me real deep.
You're paraphrasing.
What did you say? What did you say yesterday?
I said Zach falls onto the classic liberal whataboutism argument
No,
all the time.
You said it way dirtier than that.
I did
know,
not.
Dean. I wrote it down in my journal.
You know what though? Even if I did, I stand by it.
Wow, how dare you?
Almost down.
Sir, you got to manage your ammunition better. That's all I got to say. How are you out of ammo on all 3 guns? Anyways.
You keep taking the ammo.
Look, man, my stalwart was hungry, baby. That baby's got to feed.
Yeah, Zach has a fucking 4,000 rounds with a 40% accuracy.
Yeah, but you know what first off, I had 800 kills. I had more kills than like all of you guys combined. Second off, those are pinning shots. You got to pin them down when you throw that airstrike, baby.
They're talking about video games, everyone, not real life. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I wrote it in my journal and signed it with my tears. Shout out to you guys. We had a nice team meeting after the last show. We got a lot of grievances out. I think we all left there. It's good to get that out. You gotta get it out sometimes.
I feel
Ben
worse.
may have cried. It's fine.
I thought Eddie was going to sell his figures to me and leave, but
Holy shit.
I
We
would
could be so
definitely
lucky.
not sell my figures to you, but if I left.
Anyways,
hate to see it.
So we'll work on the things that we talked about, and shout out to you guys. Chat was booming tonight. We love to see it. Show was a little long, but you guys came through till the end. I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
No, I'm Eddie.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.